goal, I'm like, the wrong team's kicking out. I'm cooked. I was cooked. But I got through the game without dying. Like, I had one of those big sticks on my nose. Okay. I was that bad. I'm like, yeah, right. Got the game. And I've got that again. Yeah, I thought you might have started with the power. Oh, I don't think that's an asshole game. Only just. That's alright. It's getting a bit old, so only just makes two games. Do you know the name of your commentator? I think Bill Fuller. Simple spelling. For a simple bloke. F-U-L-L-E-R? Yeah. Standard. Leftovers. That's what you want. I've got fucking everything. Sam bought me once. We have our thing where we usually make sure we hydrate into the ground. Oh shit, sorry. You've got to have 3 Bundys now. So now I get off Yeah, that's okay. That's a win for you. That's roll with it. I've got to start preparing for work, sorry. Yeah, I've got to start eating. I'm tapering.
Now you're going to start sending me.
I'm tapering my preparation. Another one's here today as well, which I wasn't expecting. So we've been in a round already. He went to the toilet after me. I think he was looking for a neighbour. Yeah, you might have found one. Quite possibly. See, it's another chamber.
Good even we it'll come in straight away. Yeah, we'll make it.
But you just let me know.
It's turned off the time.
That's it. Because like I might not be here right at the start, so I have to wait.
And don't forget you've got your watching control on that.
Yeah, well, I like it nice without control.
Are you going to be getting up and down the floor, sorry? Yeah, that's alright. I'll be swinging around.
I can do it in about 5 or
Yeah, fair enough.
I reckon I'll do one, mate. So that wind does come in and stays going out. It really comes in sideways here, okay? It's actually really well protected. Pretty much, yeah. I'll take old mate's commentated out. I have got a beat. And I have got one taking the glove for the right hand, the camera hand. Oh, yeah, right. If you need to have that out.
Oh, no, I've got this guy.
If you need it with your right hand, I can give you that.
I appreciate that.
So if you're operating the camera, you don't hand your button. Yeah, I do. Carry unnecessary shit. No, are you kissing the rings?
Welcome to today's match of the round, coming to you from Willaston. Willaston hosting Tanunda. 4th versus 5th. This is going to be a really interesting game. Tight battle. Conditions going to be a little slippery. We've had some rain come through. There might be a little bit more coming through during the game, but at this stage, conditions are going to allow us to have some really good football played between two competitive teams. Two teams that have struggled a little bit at times in 23, but both teams have shown signs that they can be really competitive and are both vying for a place in the top 4 at the end of the season. I'll be joined shortly by co-commentator Bill Fuller from the Willaston Football Club, but at the moment you've just got me. So two teams are out there, they're starting to run around, starting to warm up. Plenty of room on the sidelines here today, so if you want to come down, park on the side of the ground, you'll be able to get a good view. Plenty of things available. It is past players' day at Willaston. Some legends in the crowd today. A lot of ex-faces that if you've been involved with the Willaston Football Club over the years, you really will want to get down here today and even spend some time at the club tonight. It's beautiful, really good atmosphere and good crowd building here at Elliot Goodger Reserve. Tanunda coming into the game with probably one of their stronger lineups for the year, and Willaston probably a little bit undermanned, if anything. They've got a couple of players back. Isaiah McKenzie is a huge in for the Donnybrooks. He'll give them a real punch around the middle. He provides so much drive through the middle of the ground, but they are missing some key players in various areas. But we're looking to see, hopefully they can use a little bit of control around the ground with their foot skills to hopefully weave their way through Tanunda is their aim. But Tanunda are going to try and find a way to manufacture goals through the likes of Jared Traynor up forward. It's going to be a very interesting battle between the two teams as they probably play a similar style. But neither team is renowned for their pace. Willaston may have a slight edge in that area. And both teams feature a number of young, exciting players, probably both rebuilding, bringing new faces into their teams on a regular basis, but still plenty of old heads out there. Willaston are headlined by the veterans, the likes of Sam Walton, Josh Waldhooter, Tyson Earlham, Ash Fry, Michael Clinch, Sean Childs. Whereas Tanunda got John Greenslade, Henry Voigt, both ex-Sturt SANFL players. Lockie Earl, the beast who will be really important in the midfield today in these greasy conditions. Traynor is an experienced player. Brett Dowse is probably one of the more experienced of the younger brigade. Trent Gers, who's a beast around the contested footy. Sam Brooks, another really strong young player. Matthew Westhoff, his experience in defence will be invaluable today in these conditions. Look for him to spoil the ball on a constant basis. But probably overall, Willaston have the advantage in terms of experience. A very young Tanunda team in 2023. Sam Colquhoun has done a great job of bringing young players into this team and exposing them to the senior footy, really building something for the future down at Tanunda. Very hard to pick a favourite going into this game. Both teams have had indifferent seasons so far. Some good wins, but also some disappointing losses and patchy form. 2 weeks ago, Willaston were well and truly humbled by Barossa District at this ground and really exposed in a number of areas, but they will be keen to bounce back from that. They will want to put on a show for the past players. They're a proud club, they're a strong club, and I'm expecting them to bounce back, but Tanunda know that they need to put up or shut up today, because if not, their season is on the line. See Willaston coach Damien Hertzig, he's heading for the bench now. He's given his players his final messages, but it's their job now. Until quarter time, he's just got to sit back and hope that the message gets through. Officiating the game today, we've got umpires Rob Polito, Matthew Patterson and Andrew Mills. So a trio of umpires out there to control the action today. They'll be pretty busy in the wet conditions. I'm expecting a lot of stoppages. So the ruck battle is going to be huge between Saxon Evans and Henry Voigt. Voigt, the former Sturt player, will be trying to carry the load for Tanunda in the absence of their young ruckman, Todd Falkenberg, who's been out for the last month or so, leaving a huge hole in Tanunda's team. That battle will go a long way to determining who wins this contest today. Players just going through their final warm-ups now. Josh Waldhooter is a player who I'm expecting to feature heavily today for Willaston. He's got that massive body. He's like Frankenstein's midfielder. He is put together with all the parts that you'd want on a big-bodied midfielder, breaks a lot of holes. If he doesn't win the ball himself, creates an opening for someone else to go through. His big body matched up against Lockie Earl around the stoppages today. I'm expecting to see a lot of hard hitting between those two. Neither player will take a backward step. This will be old-fashioned country footy. Two players just going head-to-head, banging into each other until someone wins. Going to be a great day for footy. These slippery conditions, a lot of people will go, no, it's not going to make for pretty football. It makes a good, honest football. And this is one of the beauties of country footy, that we still see this good, honest footy taking place. And there is a real beauty in that. It's not classically brilliant that you see on a dry day, but there's some skills that will come into the game that, unless you possess them, you're no good in football, because it is a winter sport. Expecting to see a lot from Zach Henty today. His pace will be important, trying to open the game up. plays off and off the wing, goes through the midfield, but can leak forward and kick 2 or 3 goals. Michael Clinch sweeping across the half-back line for Willaston is important. His ability to read the play and take intercept marks is huge. Sean Childs is another player in defence for the Donnybrooks I'm expecting a lot from. And Nick Lehman, the young forward, who is a real goal kicker. I think he's a possibility to get off the chain today and kick a few goals, unless Tanunda can find a way to shut him down or shut down supply. For Tanunda, we're looking for their playing coach Sam Colhoun to start things in the middle for them. His class and ball use from the middle will be crucial for Tanunda. If he can put the ball into places where his forwards can get the opportunity and the advantage, he will go a long way towards winning the game for his team. Lockie Earl, as I mentioned, he's a big body player. He loves these conditions. Likes to put his body over the footy. He's strong and can stand up in the contest. That's the sort of player who can change a game like this. They've got young players galore. Ashton Steinert up forward. He's an excitement machine. Josh Hokeless. He's exciting. Thomas Hahn's just built for speed. Harry Porter. Go through the Tanunda team. Every second player is a young star with potential. As Siren goes to start the game. Ball up. See, Evans gets the better of that tap, but a Tanunda player is able to grab the ball. Clearance, that's a quick mark taken. That's Thomas Hahn, who I just mentioned. He drives the ball deep. Unfortunately, couldn't find a target. That ball's going to go over the line, so we'll have a boundary throw in about 25 metres around from the Tanunda goal, deep in the pocket. Ball in, comes down. See a flying shot on goal there. It's offline. And be no score, that's out on the full. So Willaston to kick in. It's to be Sean Childs with the ball. Good man to have the ball in his hands. He's calm under pressure. He goes long down that defensive side. Umpires found a push in that. Going Willaston's way. So they've got the ball. Looking to drive forward now. That's Saxon Evans, the ruckman. Willaston now with good chain of possession. That's it. They're moving the ball through the middle of the ground now. They want to use some pace. That's good flying contest. Unable to take the ball. Comes to ground. Tanunda have got a numbers advantage. They move the ball by hand. Then a good kick. Not 15. Have to play on. So a lot of pressure there. Tanunda able to shut that one down. Ball in now. That ball trickles along the boundary and looks like a free kick going the way of Tanunda. They bring the ball in. Find a marking opportunity. And they're moving the ball clean by foot. They're at halfback now. They decide to go wider again. That's dangerous. Misses the player, goes out of bounds, so there'll be Willaston with a free kick. Josh Waldhuter to grab the ball. He'll bring it back in. He's probably just outside range, but can set this up nicely. He goes right to the top of the square. No one's able to claim it. Heavy tackle laid. Ball's in dispute. Tanunda player picks it up. He's wrapped up immediately. Umpire blows the whistle. Free kick going the way of Tanunda. They drive it straight away down the outside. That's a really good overhead mark taken there. That's Hahn again. He turns quickly, finds a player. This is good ball movement by the Pies. That's chopped off. That's Thomas Downey, a young player for Willaston. That's a really good intercept mark. His kick, probably not quite the best idea. Off hands, sets Tanunda up nicely. Tanunda player runs into a massive tackle. He's wrapped up. The umpire says it'll be my ball. He didn't have a chance. That was Trent Gers. Recently became a father. Really happy for the young man and his wife. Another ball up almost in the same position. Centre half forward for Tanunda. Voigt with the big slap forward. That brings a chaos ball. Willaston looking to move it by hand. Ash Fry couldn't get his hands on it. Tanunda now dangerous in the pocket. That kick coming back. And we've got a whistle blown, possibly out of bounds. As I'm about to be joined in commentary by Bill Fuller, coach of the Willaston Reserves team. Bill, how are you today? Yeah, no, you're all good. Pop those on and bring the microphone down, right down near your mouth, and we'll be in.
Yeah, so obviously we could come out of that game on the other side, but yeah, we had a crack, but not quite good enough. But here we go. We're
good start from Willaston. They haven't allowed Tanunda to get the ball in the open much, but a really good win there for the reserves.
Yeah, it was. They're a tough side. They always have been. So we knew it was going to be a tough battle, but yeah, that brings us back to the pack a little bit now with Barossa and them fighting for third and fourth.
Yeah, good win for the twos, but we're back in the middle here. And Voigt gets that tap down. And looks like a free kick being paid the way of Lockie Earl. As I said, he's just... No?
I thought he paid a free kick there too.
Kick going into the forward line. No one's able to mark. Tanunda really... Thomas Hahn again with another possession. He's been good early. That kick around the corner didn't really favour his forward. So we'll have a boundary throw in about 5 metres around from Tanunda's goals. Tanunda have been pressing hard. Willaston fighting hard in defence. But that's something that Willaston... I think their strength is in their defensive six.
Definitely in our defence, yes. As we get a re-throw in here.
A lot of veteran smarts in the back line for Willaston. I think that's where they really have...
Is that a nice way of saying we're
that's
getting old?
That's a very nice way of saying that Ash Fry, Sean Childs are getting old. But that's because I'm a nice guy, Bill. You know that. As that's a big fumble in the middle of the grounds from Brodie Cormack. They would have been out in the open there if he'd held on to that.
We should have been out there, yes.
Should have been out, but just a little skill error. And in the wet, that's going to be important today.
Oh, 100%.
Now, and we're probably going to get a little bit more light rain during the game. It's going to be greasy. That's a big kick out of there. Cormack makes up for his mistake by getting that. Puts the ball out into the open. Tanunda fighting hard here, so we'll have a boundary throw in. No, free
touch.
kick. Last touch.
Yep.
And Willaston going forward now. Wild Hooter couldn't quite get the second grab. Still fighting for the ball in that pocket as it trickles over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. Wild Hooter is going to be really important today in these conditions, isn't he, Bill?
Oh, he's huge. Any conditions, the guy gives 100% all the time.
But his strength and sheer body size in these conditions, especially matched up against the likes of Lockie Earl, who brings that for Tanunda, just revels in these conditions.
Yeah, it should be a good matchup, that one, and hopefully we can get on top of that one.
I described Wild Hooter as Frankenstein's midfielder.
Frankenstein's midfielder.
All the parts that you'd want in a midfielder have been bolted together.
We'll take that.
And the head's a little rough too.
A little rough, only a little.
Let's hope he doesn't watch this.
I'll play it to him during the week.
But yes, good start. Neither team able to find a score yet, but this is good absorbing football. This is country footy. This is what we come to see on a Saturday.
It is.
Rather than watching purified stuff on TV on your couch, this is so much more enjoyable.
I'd prefer to be watching this than, like you say, that stuff on the telly. So.
Yes, unless it's Thursday night's game.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Boundary throw in right on the outer wing.
I was copping it at training, but we ended up getting up, so it was all right.
Surely you've got the authority to just make them run laps.
Not quite yet, not quite.
As Tanunda moving the ball to half forward now. Players dive on the ball. We've got a stoppage.
We expect a lot of stoppages today in this weather.
Umpires are going to get sore arms.
Who can win a lot of the clearances.
I think Saxon Evans is going to be huge for Tanunda today, up against John Voigt. Or Henry Voigt, sorry.
One of those old heads again out of the back line here.
Not 15. Handball's back in. That's
Another
under pressure kick. Really gives Tanunda a chance here. That handball goes astray. And there's a massive tackle laid there.
Throw in.
Going to be a lot of play on that defensive side, I think, today. Bill?
Oh, it'll be all over that side, mate, making it hard for us, but that's okay.
That's a good breakthrough there. Big clearing kick, almost to the centre of the ground. That's good handball back from Willaston. Tyson Earlham couldn't quite gather it.
Another entry to Tanunda. For the ball.
Gers stood up well in that tackle, got rid of the ball, but not cleanly. Willaston now, that's a good handball chain. They're clearing it out to the wing. This is where Willaston are breaking down when they get to the wing.
Yes, it was another 2-on-1 contest there, but we're lucky enough just to get a ball up, which is the best outcome. That's
an area Willaston have been breaking down a bit this year, just unable to find that connection through the middle of the ground.
Yes.
That's a good soccer off the deck. That's a beautiful tap down, finds a running player. It's a really nice little pass. Advantage as the player is out the back. Couldn't take it on the first grab, but picks it up beautifully. That's a really good handball, well weighted.
Unfortunately, it's a miss.
But that is the best passage of play we've seen all day. That was good, clean, fast movement. And speed is an area I think that Willaston can trouble Tanunda. The Magpies have been noted as being chronically slow in the last 2 years.
Get the footy over the back to our speed.
I mean, you'd nearly get a game speed-wise in the Tanunda team, Bill.
I don't know about that. That's a long way off. But, not the...
Tanunda to bring the ball in now. They go down that defensive side.
Like you say, it'll be out there 95% of the day.
And as a coach at Willaston, is that an instruction you give your players when the game is tight and in the balance? Is to play that defensive side, just not let it open up?
Yeah, correct. That's right. Yeah, we like to... Obviously, the breeze is blowing that side a fair bit today, but, yeah.
Coming here as an opposition team, that's always the goal. When the game's tight, just keep it over there and neutralise it.
Correct. We do like to try and open it up a bit if we can, but it all depends on the...
Only when it's in your favour.
That's correct. Another forward
Tanunda
entry.
Moving the ball now. Really good handball there.
More numbers at
Ball's
the play.
kicked to the... That's out on the full. Disappointing there. He had more time than he realised.
He did. He had a lot more time.
Sean Childs to bring it in. He's found another of the veterans in Ash Fry. At least the rain won't be messing his hair up.
No chance of that. No chance of that. He's just happy the sun's not out today.
He's better when it's overcast.
The club's happy too. A lot less sunscreen.
Yes.
For the Reds.
It is a winter sport. That's why gingers thrive.
Tanunda go forward again.
It's a good deep entry. Well defended.
Willaston defence has held up really well.
Yes.
Here. They've been under the pressure a few
That was
times.
Childs once again. Won the Player of the Week right across the state for the South Australian footballer during the week. Won a carton of beer personalised with a photo of him on and the Willaston logo.
How good's that?
That is fantastic. He's the second Willaston player to win it in the last 2 years with Tyson Earlham.
Oh, yes.
Apparently Tyson Earlham spent most of last year holding a can and looking at himself in the mirror. And I'm wondering if Sean will do the same.
On cue, as he gets the footy through
Earlham
the middle.
now through the middle, the alpha, as he likes to be known. Gets the ball out the back. That's a good opportunity for Willaston. It's a big kick around the corner. That's a beautiful strong mark taken by Waldhooter. He plays on. I'm not sure he needed to. He's muffed that one.
Actually, what he was thinking there, but
I'm not sure if he was thinking. Dr. Frankenstein may have forgotten to put a brain in there.
unfortunately out of bounds on the other side.
Yeah, that's a real shame for Willaston. That was a chance to kick the opening goal of the game. A really good lead up.
That was a golden opportunity.
Some good work down there deep by Blake Hargraves. I thought his work to shark the ball off the back of the pack was really good, and that kick was right on point.
Yes, he plays the wing really, really well for us.
Yes, he's another of your products from the under-17s, is he, Bill?
No, he's fresh to the club this year. Blake?
Of course, you are the reigning under-17s premiership coach.
Yes, mate.
From that brilliant grand final last year.
In
a
the
win against the
slop.
odds in the slop. But it was a beautiful win for the Willaston boys, and a lot of those kids are now filtering through into the A-grade team.
They are. Unfortunately, a few of them are injured at the moment with unfortunate wrists and breaking wrists and jaws. And
Willaston Tanunda coming down to the wing now. Ball comes over the back, but that's a strong tackle. Tanunda pick it up. That's Colhoun. That's a really good kick, but unable to find a target. That's Clinch. Finds his mate Childs for the handball.
And then Fries, the three veterans again.
Yes, that's the old firm combining. They find a player on the wing. This is Saxon Evans. He's impressed me at times this year. That's a beautiful kick into the middle of the ground.
Probably not to our tallest target, but
the Alpha made it his. He was too good for the three other players.
Kick too.
That's why he's captain. He's just that good. That's a really risky kick. It has come unstuck.
Still 50-50 ball.
Yeah, so we'll have a ball up almost at the top of the goal square at Willaston's end. But that was probably a kick, unnecessary kick at the end there, Bill.
Yeah, it was. But if it come off where, oh, here we go, and we sneak one.
That's dribbled through.
I'm not sure whose boot that was off of, but we'll take it.
This is the replay is a little bit behind, so keep an eye on that and let us know who it was who got it.
I think not sure. Let's have a look.
Yes, Bill's just watching the replay. That's his job for the moment. But first blood to the Donnybrooks, that's important in these conditions.
Zach Henschke, number 4.
Zach Henschke, as I mentioned in the lead-up, he's going to be important with his speed and ability to get over the back. He's a renowned goal kicker as well. Been a big fan of his for a long time, Bill.
He's got a big heart too. He's got a big heart. He plays out of his skin and gives 100% all the time.
I remember when he first started in the A-grade as a teenager, he's been a really important player for Willaston for a long time.
And there he goes again with a handball.
That's a really good deep entry. Young player wasn't able to grab that. But Waldhoot is there again like a raging bull. Gives that handball off.
Lehman, no.
Nick Lehman just offline. That's something that he would normally nail.
He would?
He's come to the club as a goal kicker. He's a really impressive player. Had a great season last year out in the Adelaide Plains.
Yes, he's come back to us from Virginia. Like you say, he's a renowned goal kicker, so he normally would kick those. And I think he had a bit more time than he realised as well.
Yes, but Willaston, that forward pressure is important because Tanunda have had a lot of forward entries without getting the result. That is something that Willaston need to keep getting repeat entries and forcing this Tanunda defence to defend hard. As Tanunda move the ball forward quickly, they're looking to catch Willaston on the overlap. Some desperation down there in defence. Good handball for Willaston. Sorry, Tanunda, that's come out.
Out on the full.
Kicked, and that's out on the full. So another opportunity for Tanunda goes begging. Aiming for goal, probably could have tried to come back to a dangerous situation.
Oh, talking of dangerous.
That's a dangerous kick out. Forces his player to do a lot of work here. 2-on-1 for Tanunda.
Jimmy.
And the 2 win it. Thomas Hahn now, he's fighting against 2 Willaston players. He's good.
Good player, very good player.
Willaston players happy to wrap the ball up here. They're happy with the ball up. They want to reset and get a break. But it was James Goddard that was given a really big task there. That's a nice pick-up from Mackenzie. That bounce eludes the Willaston player.
50-50 ball. Oh, yes. Oh. play on from the umpire.
Thomas Hahn with another kick. He's the leading possession winner on the ground at the moment. Comes into the middle of the ground. We've got Josh Waldhuter up against Bailey Smith. Waldhuter is absolutely
Oh, he's absolutely hanging for holding the ball.
I'm not sure about that one.
Dear. Have a look at that on the replay if you like. That was horrendous.
It was a little hot. That's a little, just a tap on from Tanunda there. Willaston able to clear around the corner. Tanunda player could have got it himself under that footy. That goes over the boundary line.
Smith
As the Willaston crowd get animated here, this is what we love. It's going to be a great lot of noise with the Past Players Day today.
Past Players Day as well. I'm sure there's a few.
The bar is working overtime.
I'm sure there's a couple of cans being sucked.
A couple.
Yeah, just a couple.
Boundary throw in. Both ruckmen edge each other under it. They're letting everyone else have it. And Lockie Earl wraps that up. He's wrapped up by 3 players. That's what it takes. Evans with that punch down. Little kick off the ground, marked well by Tanunda, halfback. So they're able to settle now. They'll take their time. Moving on now, coming to the near side. So really good attempt at mark there. And that's been paid to Ashton Steiner.
You can't play on, I don't think, from that. I'm not an umpire, but that's what I believe.
I think the rules are very ambiguous with when you can play on. I don't think we really know. It depends on the umpire's feelings at the time.
I think you might be right.
It's an emotional thing. Ashton forced now to kick from behind the mark. He kicks the ball right to the hot spot.
Clinch.
Gers is out the back. He's grabbed the ball. That's a really good handball.
1 on 4. He's got to force it over, and he does.
That's dribbled.
Great job.
And goes through for a minor score. Probably one gone begging for Tanunda there.
Who that is, number 1 to be
had
fair,
the ball. That's Ashton Steiner.
No, for us.
Oh, for you, that is unnamed.
I think it might be Kobe Wilson. Kobe Wilson.
Okay, you should know.
Yeah, sorry, I normally go by the numbers, but that's okay.
You've got one job, Bill.
I know. Umpires paid something to Willaston.
Free kick going Willaston's way, and the crowd rejoice. They feel they've been hard done by, but the Willaston crowd always feel like they've been hard done by.
Always.
It's like Martyrs United. Ball comes to the wing. That's well cleaned up from Tanunda. That's a hack kick forward. It's cut off straight away. That ball tapped down. Another kick. It's coming straight back. It's kick to kick at the moment.
Umpire again.
Umpire finds a free kick there, going the way of
thinks
Tanunda.
he's got it, but no, it's Willaston's free kick.
No, it definitely was. The umpire indicated the way that it was a Willaston free kick. Neither player knew what it was for, I think.
Won't be the first time today, and it won't be the last.
You've got to behave yourself, Bill.
Sorry.
That handball off the back. Player is cleaned up there.
Body's going everywhere.
Little bit of emotion coming out. It's another thing that we do like to see country footy is a bit of passion. Players just getting to know each other, just saying, haven't seen you for a year.
It's been a long time, correct.
When's the last time you had your face slammed into the turf?
Will that be another re-throw in?
So we're going to have a lot of this today, a lot of repeat ball ups, stoppage after stoppage. But again, there is a beauty in that for some people, seeing which teams are able to physically handle the endurance. Tanunda players pushed over the ball on that occasion. Willaston player good enough to pick it up. That was Walton.
Outmarked from behind.
The old timer, Sam Walton. Tanunda have got the ball now. They move it into the middle of the ground. That's a good pass.
Bit of an arm wrestle this first quarter.
It is definitely. Neither team really willing to take the game on. They're just playing conservatively. They don't want to let anyone, the other team, get a run on of 2 or 3 goals in these conditions.
There wouldn't be much time on, I wouldn't imagine, but...
No time on in the first half. So
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay. My apologies.
As we are currently nearly 23 minutes into the game so far in the first quarter on the Ray White Craig Moore time clock. And a really tight game. Willaston leading Tanunda 8 points to 7 points on the Birds Barossa scoreboard.
I reckon it's just evened up.
Tanunda, the scoreboard now being changed. Tanunda will come to 8 points as well, so it's tied. This is a really tight contest. If you're sitting at home watching this, it's not that cold here, but the weather, we're under shelter, so we're quite lucky. But it's a little bit drizzly and a little bit misty out in the open. Players are going to have to work hard today. We're going to see a real tough, honest game of football.
It could be a low-scoring affair.
It's going to be a low-scoring game, but there is beauty in that.
Oh, it's great.
Winning ugly is really important mid-season. Come the end of the season, those ugly wins are what make or break your year.
Correct. I would have taken it today. A win, as ugly as it was.
As the ball comes down, Tanunda with a win. That's a big crunching tackle. As we see players all getting themselves back to their feet, and a boundary throw in. That goes over the back. Tanunda player is able to run onto it. Probably should have shepherded there.
Yeah. No, he's managed to...
Player is able to evade a couple of guys. That was hopeless. He's impressive. And it's a really good pick-up. But a big mark taken there. That's Colhoun. He should be able to kick the goal from here.
Has he got the legs? 50?
He does. He's had some hamstring trouble during the early parts of the season. That could temper him a little bit, but he is probably the best kicker of a football in the Barossa Light and Gawler. Was one of the better kicks in the AFL when he was with Port Adelaide.
We've got a good look at it here.
Coming in now.
Oh, he's just
probably
short.
A little bit short, and by putting that extra power onto it, lost a little bit of his accuracy. So Willaston to kick in, the old man, Ash Fry. He's usually a precision kick. This will be a thing of beauty.
And there it is.
Hits his player exactly where he wanted it. Finds Childs, who gives the ball back to Fry. Drives the ball down to the wing. That bounces, eludes everyone. Tanunda are able to mop up nicely. They've got a bit of run going now with a back and forth handball. The ball just goes over the top of its intended target. There's Fry again. The ball keeps chasing him. He probably wants a rest. Another mark to Tanunda, so the ball's got to come back. Fry's got to keep running. He's probably furious with himself for allowing that ball to come back twice.
Yes, he's a very, very proud man and doesn't like getting beaten, that's for sure.
He's a great ambassador for the Willaston Footy Club too, a great human being.
Oh,
see the ball
out on the
dispute now. That's a little bit ugly. That's out on the full. So
a little bit too cute for us.
Yeah. So Tanunda, Trent Gers now with the kick. He goes right to the dangerous spot, and that was Ashton Steiner. He had a chance to grab the ball, didn't get his hands behind it quite right. It's disappointing, a bit like Travis Head's catching last night.
Oh, don't get me started. Do not get me started.
But yes, another opportunity gone begging for Tanunda as the ball comes into the middle.
Oh,
that look-away handball was really poor. Trying to be too flash in wet conditions. That ball goes long, bounces through for a minor score. A few players trying to be a bit cute in these conditions. And it's not super wet, but you've got to play like it is.
Exactly right.
You can't try and play flashy football out here at the moment. That's a big pack forms, comes down to the front. And young Hokeless is at the front of that again. He's a really impressive young player. I'm a big fan of his build.
Who's that, sorry?
Young Hokeless from Tanunda.
How old is he?
He is 18.
Yes. Well, if you've got players at that age playing A-grade footy, it's great. like
Josh Oaklis, he debuted in the A grade midway through last year, and I thought he was close to 3 votes in his debut game at Kapunda. He was
pretty impressive.
magnificent.
Another forward entry for Tanunda.
Desperation from Tanunda there.
Under
But
pressure.
Willaston are able to grab that ball, kick it around the corner. The bounce will tell here.
Hutto.
Bounces nicely for Hudson.
Blake
That handball.
Hargraves again.
And he also applied a shepherd, which gave Hargraves a chance to kick. Earlham now, he goes across the ground, he finds a player.
Saxon Evans.
That was gutsy. Now they've found another player in the open. Going down the outer side. This is the 50-50 where they need to win it.
And
As
that's
the
the-
siren goes to end the first quarter here at Willaston. And we will go to a break for quarter time.
Willaston 1-2 to 1-5.
Yes, on the Birch Barossa scoreboard. So Tanunda with a lead currently. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter in a few minutes.
How are you, mate?
Good, how are you?
Good, I'm Bill.
Good.
Sorry?
I hope you're not using nicknames.
Not at all, mate, not at all. Sam, this is all on. I don't have to worry about it. I can keep putting it on.
String might not like it.
That's what's coming through now, mate. That's now. Second quarter's going to be wet.
That's why I like doing it. Thank you. Proper cover.
Second quarter will be. I'm going to get us some stats and come back.
Yes, and we're back live. Players have returned to their positions now. Rain is getting heavier here at Willaston, and looking on the radar, there is something nasty just about to hit. So we are going to be in for a real slog at arm wrestle. If you're a fan of old school country footy, stay tuned because you're going to see a lot of desperation and physical play in the second half. Score from around the grounds, quarter time at Freeling. Freeling 2 goals straight, trailing South Gawler 5-4 on the Barossa scoreboard. See the siren go to start the second quarter.
In the rain, it's going to be
Evans winning that tap down, but Tanunda getting the clearance. That ball's crashed at the front of the pack. Michael Clinch now. Beautiful pick up in the wet. Goes to a 2-on-1, but Tanunda are able to control that. Finds Earl in the middle of the ground. He just bangs that ball forward. Clinch again. That is beautiful work from the silky smooth halfback. He's one of the smoothest players in the league, isn't he, Bill?
He is. He's great to watch. I love watching him week in, week out.
That's a really good mark from Waldherd. Frankenstein's midfielder turns and burns. He goes deep, looking to get the ball out the back.
Oh, got to be at the fall of the ball. It's on.
Here we go.
Happy to see it over.
That's a win for Willaston. They're getting it out of bounds, just forcing a ball in there. They were outnumbered heavily, but that was the right idea from Waldherd, wasn't it? Get the ball over the top.
Get it moving quick.
Let that leg speed kill Tanunda.
1-on-1 in the forward 50.
Come on, Johnny!
Got to get the footy on quick.
It's a good tap down from Voigt.
Hard.
Waldherd jumps in, wraps
Hard
the footy up. Again, we're going to have a boundary thrown just inside the 50-metre line at Willaston's end. That tap down doesn't really come to anyone, but Fry is there. He cleans it up.
Copsano.
Hat kick forward. Cotsano's racing. He's trying to pick it up. Under pressure. Keeps the ball in. And that kick from Tanunda, able to clear a bit of distance. And that's a gutsy mark taken under pressure there, and he's taken the ground for his efforts. That's Hahn again, but he kicks straight into the player on the mark. That quick handball off. Good forward entry. And I think it was going to be a free kick paid, but he's played on. And now the ball coming out. Waldherd now almost gets the mark, but he's able to pick the ball up.
Centers it.
That is great work from the big forward.
Davis
off the ground.
Touch.
Touched, but that was
Must have been a Tanunda foot.
that was desperate effort from the Willaston boys. Well, how good was that pick up from Waldherd?
Doesn't matter to him if it's wet or dry or hailing or snowing, I reckon.
Those hands are like vices.
Oh, he's great.
He has been really impressive. He's come to play for Willaston this week.
Oh, he's hard every week.
He is.
You know what you're going to get.
He's the most intimidating player in the league. Just looking at him, he's got that look that he is just a big man mountain.
Hungry for the footy.
He's almost that perfect build for a footballer.
He is.
At this ground a few years ago, an AFL pre-season game, I interviewed Israel Folau, and I thought he was probably the perfect build that I could imagine for an AFL footballer. Waldherd is almost in that same vein.
Well, there you go. It's a important stat for the day.
Ball coming in now.
Lehman.
It's forced under the ball. That's well defended by Matthew Westhoff.
Good chase by.
Ball goes over the boundary line. So we'll have a boundary throw in. We're almost at Willaston's point post. The crowd really starting to get involved now. This is what I love about country footy. It's the passion. That's a really good contest there.
Is he?
Throw in.
Is he? Has he?
He
He
has.
has.
That is you won't see a better goal than that in dry conditions.
Unbelievable.
And now we're hearing the crowd.
Unbelievable goal.
That's the magic he brings. They've missed that when he hasn't been playing.
Oh, he's been down, obviously down at the Crows.
Yes, unfortunately he's been down at a corporation and playing some games there. But when he's in the Willaston Guernsey.
Oh, he's
damn,
great.
he's good.
That was a great goal. You won't see much better than that today.
And if you enjoy footy and you appreciate wet weather footy, you will appreciate the skill that took. The collect, first of all, was magnificent, and the ability to kick that on the run going away from the goals,
Unbelievable.
from that distance, is something to behold. That's goal of the game material.
At the moment it is, that's for sure.
And Sam, I'm sure, will cut that for Facebook during the week.
Free kick to Willaston out of the middle.
And that ball being driven along by Tyson Earlham, the alpha. Tanunda players camp themselves under it. We're going to have a throw up.
Free
ball
kick.
up.
Free kick.
Oh,
Nick
free
Lehman,
kick
free
going
kick.
Willaston's way. Nick Lehman, this is well within his capabilities.
Oh, well within his range.
He is a proven goal kicker. He kicked a lot of goals last year for Virginia and was one of the most electric players in the Adelaide Plains. This is definitely what he's come to the club to do.
100%. 100%. Here we go. If he kicks this 10-point lead is very important in this weather.
Gets good connectivity.
Can it get there?
And that has just made it. Just evaded the big leap from Matt Westhoff on the goal line. That's a big goal for the Willaston Football Club. That changes the momentum of the game nicely
In the
for
context
the home
of the
team.
game, that is huge.
And with the weather pattern we've seen coming through on the radar, that could be really important.
Yes.
The screen is almost completely purple looking at the radar. So we are going to be getting a big wet shortly.
We are.
And any lead at this point in the game is going to be huge. We are currently only 5.5 minutes into the second quarter on the Ray White Craig Moore time clock. Ball coming back to the middle. Evans and Voigt go at it again.
Get another ball up here.
And big strong tackle there. So we'll have a repeat ball up. This is going to be wearing the players down already through the midfield, isn't it, Bill?
Oh,
Just
100%.
the repeat stoppages, no rest. That's a really good pick up from Earl there.
Yeah, the old, he's paid a push.
It was a push in the back. Could have almost been a throw.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit each way.
But the umpire was in a better position than both you and I. He was good distance from the stoppage.
Probably got better
and
eyes
at a
than me
really
too.
good angle. He was 15 to 20 metres away. We're at 100. So really strong lead there. Well defended by Willaston. There's Trent Gers. What a pickup.
Great pick.
Great handball back.
Hold the ball. Yes, play on.
That's Willaston's defence holding up desperately. Gers was on that ball. Absolute beast.
The defence has been really good so
Mentioned
far.
earlier, he became a father last week for the first time.
Oh,
And really happy for him. He's one of our favourites.
KB Wilson gets the free kick for holding the man, believe it or not.
So Wilson will be taking a free kick, and I don't hear any complaints from the crowd. I'm shocked.
Well, I think it's more surprise, to be fair. I don't know if that was... Yeah, look, not for us to judge, but there you go.
So Wilson going back. He'll be taking a shot from probably kicking at the 40-metre mark.
Yeah, probably his distance, to be fair. Be a good kick from here in the wet.
No wind to speak of.
It's died off a bit since the reserves game.
There
that's
is
for
no
sure.
wind at all. The flags are hanging as limp as I don't want to say.
Let's
but
leave that alone, and he's missed.
It's another missed opportunity for the Donnybrooks, but expands their lead just a little. So ball will come back to the middle now. Currently on the Burge Barossa scoreboard, Willaston are leading this game. Tanunda are 1 goal 5, 11. Willaston 3 goal 4, 22. See another clearance for Willaston, and we'll have a free kick for Tanunda, bringing the ball back to half-back. That's a nice pick-up at the fall of the pack. Really good work there. Another good pick-up for Tanunda. That quick kick to a dangerous position. Gers flew from behind and brought the ball to ground. That's disciplined. But Willaston now by hand looking to move it.
Tanunda shot on
So
goal.
good flying shot on goal. Tanunda just offline. Wasted opportunity there, but probably had more time than he realised. But the way this game's been going, the pressure's been so intense. Every player is worried that as soon as they pick it up, they're going to be grabbed.
1 goal 6 Tanunda at the moment, hurting him a little bit on the scoreboard.
Ball comes along. Clinch is under this. It's well spoiled from behind. That was Brett Dowse. He's a very handy player, almost as good as his brother Craig at Barossa. Almost as good as the great Craig Dowse.
Great desperation there.
2 Tanunda players wrap up Michael Clinch. Going to have a stoppage right on the 50-metre arc at Tanunda's end. Magpies pressing hard.
Good game to watch. Loving it.
Evans gets the tap down, but Tanunda collect the ball.
Gawler hold the ball from the crowd.
That's
too high.
Possibly too high. Yeah, that was a little dangerous. Attacked him when he had his head over the footy. These conditions, if you put your head over the footy, you've got to be protected. That ball punched over the boundary line. So the boundary throw in probably 10, 15 metres around from Tanunda's goal. Tanunda pressing hard. They need to kick a goal here just to peg the margin back before the weather turns on them. You were at the club last year and again this year. What's the difference between the Andrew Jarman coaching methods to what Damien Herzig has brought back to the club?
As we just see Tanunda kick a goal.
Very good goal for the Pies.
Very
much
good.
Needed.
Makes the game quite a bit closer for us. So in the wet.
Brings it back to a 1-goal margin. But what have you noticed? What's the difference that Damien Herzig brings? He's now become a very experienced and very qualified coach.
I think it's just understanding of what we're trying to do, our game plan and that sort of thing, and the boys are brought in, and where unfortunately Andrew the year before with his work commitments and that sort of thing hurt both him and the team, to be honest. So I think with a bit of structure now and you know, obviously some injection of some young kids as well has changed quite a few things.
Colhoun around the corner now. Gers, what a pickup.
Great pickup.
That's a scrubbing kick though, unfortunately, but the pickup was so
Another
good.
shot on goal though. And marked
Sean
by
Childs
Sean.
is back there, mopping up, playing goalkeeper.
It's a good role.
He's a good man to have in that role, but Damien Herzig, definitely an important addition, but also Craig Dorr as a senior assistant brings a lot of knowledge to the table. He does a lot of research during the week on the opposition and brings a lot to the table.
Yeah, he's very good, Craig.
You've got 2 super passionate guys.
Very passionate, both of them are very passionate. Very passionate. Craig cops a little bit every now and again for all the roles that he appears to have around the footy club.
And I don't apologise at all for that. As Tanunda, that shot towards
That's
goal,
kept
just
in.
rolls out. Kept in. Willaston now, that's a dangerous
Jimmy,
kick.
James,
It's got to be a free kick.
Free kick. Izzy plays on.
Mackenzie takes the game on.
Copsano.
Cotsano, that's a good tap. to a
Davis
teammate.
doesn't have it. Umpire's paid it.
Umpire's seen that. You could grab the whistle right now, the way
Well,
you're calling it.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people would love to see it, Bill.
I don't think I could.
I've seen some umpires from the centre circle. You could do that.
I could just do that, maybe.
As we see a shot on goal coming here for the Donnybrooks.
Zeke and Davis. Going to be a good kick from here.
But yes, we were talking about Craig Dorr. Cops a bit of flack for all his roles.
He does.
Senior assistant coach.
Senior
Allegedly the director of football.
Director of football.
Also the
Oh, he does
cone
coach
management technician.
He's all over that. As, that goes across goal and touched, and it's a boundary throw in. And he also does coach under 17s as well.
Yes.
In his spare time.
And they had a decent win today as well. No, they went down.
They went down today, mate. We haven't had a good day today. We haven't won a game yet.
It's past Players' Day. You really need to pull something out of the A grade.
So this is it.
Tanunda looking to clear now. That's really desperate effort. That little chip kick back, not 15. Tanunda now able to clear with that handball to allow that kick.
Oh, good mark.
It was a 2-on-1. Ashton signed it there. I thought he had the mark, but the umpire saw it come off the players in front.
Once again, we must be too far away.
We are a long way from the action, and it looks closer on the screen because of our ace AV guy, Sam.
Sam's doing a great job.
He does a great job every time we've got him.
As the rain comes down heavier
Rain
again.
gets heavier now as Tanunda go forward. There's a lot of players racing to get back into the defensive 50 or the forward 50, depending on your perspective. So the Willaston runner's not happy about being sent out onto the ground now, sort of questioning exactly where and if he has to go.
Are you sure?
You sure you want that message all the way over there in the rain? Desperate kick back for Willaston.
It's coming back though.
That's a mark. So Tanunda will drive the ball back into attack. They're absorbing a lot of pressure at the moment.
Very
And
crowded
they're
down
now
there.
all but 2 players in one half of the ground.
Yes, it's very crowded, which makes it very hard in the wet.
I think we've got just Tyson Earlham and Matt Westhoff in one end of the ground. This is definitely a flood, even before it rains.
Yes. So we've got a ball up about 15 metres directly in front.
Evans with a good tap, but no one's able to get clean hands on it. That hack around the corner gets to space. That Tanunda kick, he just hit it with the wrong part of his foot. Goes through for a minor score. It's a good take. Just couldn't quite get the ball onto the inside of his foot for that check side.
We are actually seeing some really good skills in the wet.
Oh, some of the crumbing has been better than I've seen in dry conditions. Players' desperation and courage to get to the fall of the ball under pressure and put 2 hands on it has been superb. We're not seeing anyone reaching with one hand trying not to get hurt. We're seeing genuine gutsy football.
Head over the ball, clean pickups.
And shoulders over the ball. That's the other thing that a lot of people discount. Getting your shoulders over the footy is important.
Umpire's paid a trip, I think.
Umpires found a free kick going the way of Willaston. So the crowd in shock once again. That's a long
Sammy
high
Rock.
up and under kick.
Over the back. What have we got? James got it. Not clean enough in the wet, unfortunately,
No.
but we still go.
That's
Izzy
handball
again.
comes off. Mackenzie stole that.
Where's that going? That's
Drilled
through,
it.
I think.
That is through for another goal.
The crowd gets very
The
rowdy.
crowd loved that. That's Mackenzie's second goal, and that was nearly as tough as his first.
It was.
He read that. He watched the Tanunda player's eyes and knew where that handball was going and just plucked it.
Just natural ability. The guy's
It's
got it
just
all.
instinct.
Look at him.
He's a wonderful player.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Willaston such a better team when he is in the lineup.
You are 100% correct.
You've never said that before, Bill. I feel weird.
Well, you're right every now and again.
I could see the pain in your eyes when you said that.
I probably won't say that again for the day, but
It's on camera.
oh damn.
It's ball up now. That's a desperate clearance from Tanunda. Clinch just shoves Gers under the ball. Allows his teammate to come through and get it. Willaston now chasing to grab this ball.
Mackenzie again.
He's picked that up now.
Oh.
Beautiful. And takes a bounce. He is just having fun with the opposition at the moment. He is playing with them.
Tice up against one of the biggest men on the field. Did well. Good contest.
Gutsy mark there.
Zach Henschke.
Henschke drives the ball forward.
Lehman.
Well, Willaston players all stayed down watching under flew. Handball finds a player. That kick around the corner is to a dangerous spot. Goes over the boundary line, so Tanunda will get the kick in for last touch. But Mackenzie down here dancing, doing the ballet in the wet.
He's just a freak. He is a freak.
He is taunting the opposition. It's almost unfair. He's playing with their emotions, Bill.
It is unfair. You're right. It's great
Ball
just
come
to...
back.
Zach
That's
Henschke's dropped
Zach
a
Henschke
sitter.
dropped a sitter and is then cleaned
Travis
up.
Headlight.
Nearly. Not quite that bad.
At least it's wet out there. I don't know what Travis's excuse was.
As we see, ball in the middle of the ground in dispute. Tanunda player, he's tackled, coughs the ball up. That's a nice pickup. He's grabbed immediately.
High, a bit high.
It's taken down, it was high. So Willaston get the ball right in the middle of the ground. This gives them a perfect opportunity to set the field up. That short pass, that finds a player running into open space. Earlham, the alpha, goes around the corner.
Goddard.
Goddard got one hand to it. That's enough to make it a boundary throw-in instead of a kick.
Apparently he didn't touch it. Tanunda's free. No one touched it. Not sure how he did.
Again, we are a long way from the action. It is misty and gloomy out there.
We might need to turn the lights on early. There's a women's game on after this.
Yes, there is. The women's game is on tonight. It's the Pride round for the BLG women's, and Willaston are celebrating Pride round here. We will have an interview with Willaston coach Megan Bors at halftime. That's a desperate driving effort, and touch goes through for a minor score.
Throw in, I believe, in the pocket.
Okay. This will be an interesting ball in because it puts the ball right at the coalface for Willaston. And again, we see all of the players now, all but two still in one half of the ground.
Where's Mackenzie? Watch him here. And another ball up.
Tanunda desperately defending here, just trying to hang on. Another goal here to Willaston will make it really difficult for them.
Scrappy, can't see what's going on. It's that Scrappy. Another ball up. Good, hard, wet weather footy.
I enjoy this kind of footy, I really do. There is a certain beauty to it. Tackling is a skill as much as kicking, marking and handballing. That's a player who put his head over the ball, nearly got it ripped off. Didn't get rewarded, but ball up. And for Willaston, getting a ball up in this area is just as good as anything. Tanunda tried to drive through there. That kick around the corner from Waldhuder.
Oh, it's landed. Play on. Must have been touched.
Must have been touched. And that's desperate defence.
Oh, it's a goal.
Tyson Earlham has jagged the goal out of nothing. That is captaincy and leadership right there.
Absolutely nowhere.
He has played soccer. That was Pele versus Cone.
That is from nowhere. Must have been touched there. And then this looked like it was going to be rushed through.
Yes, another player had it completely under control. Probably didn't needed to bend over and get his hand to it rather than try and soccer it through.
Anything.
But Earlham, that's a captain's goal for Willaston, and that really puts the heat on the visiting Tanunda team. Now that's going to be hard to claw back if the rain does come in.
Big set of clearance here in the wet again. Holloway picks it up. It's another throw up. Another ball up there.
Evans gets his hand to it. He's going to be so important as the game goes on. I think he's an impressive ruckman.
He is with our other ruckman out today, so he's got a massive,
good mark taken there.
Role to play.
This is Brody Cormack. He's a good, strong body and a young player.
He is.
Drives that ball. Keeps going down the corridor. Just over the top. Well cleaned up there for Tanunda. That was Douse once again. Look at this desperation here. That's Ash Fry going against a much younger, faster player, which every player is.
I was going to say,
that was desperation from the old timer.
Thomas Hahn there did a very good job, but unfortunately went out of bounds.
So ball in Tanunda's forward half, though. That's something they'll be very happy with. Harmon hasn't had his hands on the ball for a while. He started the game brilliantly. I think Fry might be doing a shutdown job on him at the moment.
You could be right. Evans taps again.
Evans is going to be critical as this game goes on,
Oh,
because
like
not only has he got size, he is athletic and clean with his hand at the tap.
Like I said, he's playing a bit of a lone hand today in the ruck for us, but
Ball going forward.
we'll expect him
But
to.
luckily, Tanunda don't have a surplus of size to go against him.
Another ball up. Tanunda's forward line this time.
Very close to goal. This is Tanunda's chance to sneak one back. They need to find a way of forcing a goal, much the way Earlham did at the other end. Just applying pressure until something cracks.
And what do you know? Another ball up.
The umpire's arms are going to be getting heavy after these repeat ball-ups with a wet ball. That tap goes straight over the boundary line, so it will be a throw in. That might move the ball a little bit further into play.
Depends how far we can throw it in.
This is
There
a
we
decent boundary umpire. That's
Very
a
good.
good ball in. Controlled down. No one's able to claim it cleanly.
Evans another tap, but
So we'll have a ball up, but we're in a deeper position now. More dangerous for Tanunda, you'd have to say. Willaston have got good numbers at kick this side of the contest. Ball does come out that way.
Davis.
It's picked up Davis. He was stripped of the footy. Ball goes to hands. He's
Another
wrapped
ball.
up immediately.
Couple too many handballs happening, I feel, in the wet. And it's got a one handball kick at the moment. Would have be the instruction, I would have thought.
As we move to just nearly 25 and a half minutes gone in the second quarter. As we have an update from Freeling. Freeling 3-1-19, trailing South Gawler 7-6-48 on the Barossa scoreboard.
And there's a free kick to Tanunda here.
As we see
To L.
Lockie L, the big rugged midfielder. Not the best kick, I think it was touched.
Into the man on the mark, I believe.
As Colhoun around the corner,
Out on the full.
unable to produce the magic that time, but definitely he's a player who hasn't had his hands on the ball enough for the Magpies.
Oh, definitely not. I'm not sure who's playing on him at the moment, but they're doing a very good job. Because he is a very dangerous player.
It's a deep kick out, brought to ground. It's a good kick around the corner from the Pies, but ends up drifting out of bounds on the full. Tanunda just keeping the ball inside their forward 50 here. This has got to be a concern for Willaston. They'll want the siren to go any moment now.
Ash Fry again. Down the line. Saxon Evans.
Straight through Evans' hands.
Over the back.
That's a really good pickup. It's well chopped off from the Pies.
Another repeat entry. Under pressure again. Tanunda,
Darren
great
Manning
pickup.
with that repeat entry.
Lockie L again. Oh, slipped over in the wet. Here's an opportunity though. And guess what?
Good ball forward.
There he is again. The goalkeeper.
Sean Childs, the player of the week. That's a very long kick. Something he's still got in those old legs. He can drive the ball a long way from goal.
He can.
He's found his target, so he's happy with that. Willaston driving the ball down the outer wing now. See Tanunda with the intercept. He's
coming
coming
back
straight
again.
back. That ball goes right over the top. That soccer kick
Great little
finds the
soccer
player.
kick.
That's a good little pickup. Good handball off, but that kick smothered. Lands in the arms of a Willaston player who's able to clear the area.
Cormac
Kicks it
clears
into space.
Sano.
But that's chopped off beautifully there.
Well done, Manning.
That was
Very good.
Finn Manning. Really good take.
Hargraves to Downey. Downey back through the middle. Oh, there's players everywhere.
Yes.
Tyson Earl, Wilson, Saxon Evans,
Evans now. That's
Lining
really
up.
good movement from the ruckman.
and Zach
That's a
Hensley.
really well-weighted kick.
He'll give off. No one on the mark. Oh, now there's someone there. Had the chance to play on.
He's found a player.
Holloway. Play on Joe Holloway.
Holloway plays on and he
Goal.
kicks beautifully.
That was a great passing.
That's
play.
a really telling goal late in the second quarter. Siren is going to go any second now. That's going to hurt Tanunda. I after all the time they spent down in their forward 50, to allow that ball to come down quickly and Tanunda to get Willaston to get a late goal is going to hurt.
100%. It was down there for a very long time for no return. One entry in, free player.
But it was unselfish from Henschke. He would have been well within his rights to take a shot from there, but probably thought, I want to make sure of it.
Very good play.
Been a really tight, contested first half. Who have been your better players so far for Willaston?
Evans has been impressive for me. Holloway, and there's the
siren to mark half-time. I'll just continue getting your thoughts on that, Bill.
Obviously, Fry down back has been huge. Every time the ball goes down there, he gets his hands on it. As well as Sean Childs as well down back. Obviously, they've been under a lot of pressure, especially for about 8 minutes straight there.
Isaiah McKenzie was incredible.
Yeah, he's been
hasn't had a ton of touches, but when he's got it, it's been all class, and it has made an impact.
All class, every time he touches the footy. But like you say, Evans in the ruck is vital for us, and like I said, he's without Max Fraser in there today, he's a bit of a lone hand in the ruck, and he's done a fantastic job.
For Tanunda, Thomas Hahn was electric in the first quarter, but has drifted out of the game.
Yes.
Lockie Earl's been really good at the stoppages, using that big frame.
He has been great.
But not enough players putting their hands up for Tanunda at this stage. Henry Voigt's been battling hard in the ruck.
He has.
But needs help around the stoppages. Trent Gers has been really good when he's had his chance to get his hands on the footy.
Just clean pickup.
He's been really impressive, but often hasn't had anyone to get the ball to at that first give. He needs players to be aware that when he gets the ball, they need to be ready. And I just think not enough players from Tanunda have put their hands up. Willaston have got a cavalcade of players willing to get their hands to the footy.
That's probably the difference at the moment. You know, we've got 10, 12, 15 blokes that have winning the footy and in the wet been really, really good under pressure, and Tanunda have only had the few. So
yes,
I'm sure that'll be something brought up in the rooms here by Tanunda. They've got to be cleaner and a bit more effort from a few other boys, I would have thought.
Yes, it's going to be an interesting half-time for both teams. Probably similar messages because both teams are in a slog out there, and it is just a case of trying to get the basics done. Neither team has copped any injuries that we've seen obvious from the first half.
I don't think so. I'll suss it out at half-time.
I think you should go into the Tanunda room as well at half-time.
Do you reckon I could sneak in? I don't think so, but handy 21-point lead at half-time.
Yes, really interesting start to the game, and we are hopefully going to be having a chat with the Willaston women's coach, Megan Bors, at half-time when she makes an appearance. But they've got an important game tonight against Tanunda. It's Pride Round in the BLGW this week, and Willaston are one of the leading clubs in diversity.
Yes.
Actually, if you take your headset off, Megan will jump in. Good afternoon, Megan. Welcome to the commentary today. A really big game for the Willaston girls tonight. Pride Round in BLG. What does it mean to the Willaston girls?
Oh, it means so much. Like, there's so many of us representing that community. It's funny, women's sport is like a big advocate for it, a really safe place to be. So to us, it means a lot, a real lot to a lot of us. Obviously, as well, having one of our players design the Guernsey and my best mate, Lauren Smith, but it's just going to be a really exciting day.
Yes. As an individual, I'm really proud of what you're doing as a club. I'm an ally of what you're trying to do. I think it's great, and as you said, it's a safe space for people to be a part of their community and to thrive and celebrate who they are. I think that you've done a great... Willaston have been great in their inclusion of people. Their Indigenous round initiatives have been the leaders in not just this league, but I think in country football in general. And I think Willaston's women's program has been huge all year, as we see some of your players with Pride jumpers on. And if Sam can come around, oh, he's got the camera, so there we are, we've got the logo. That is brilliant. That is fantastic.
And our team manager for our under-13s, she organised to get these all made for us for today. So
That is brilliant. And you've got a full-strength team for tonight's game?
I believe mostly we've got one girl over in Fiji and another one helping out moving with her sister-in-law moving to Roxby. But apart from a couple of outs, we've got a really big squad. So regardless of people being away, we can always field a full team.
And I think Willaston have been the most successful club in BLGW terms since the inception of the competition, and I think that's been largely due to the effort that the club has put in. You've had quality people running the competition. Andre Bors, your father, I think was a great coach to install early in the system, because he instilled some things in the women's competition and the women's players that other clubs are all envious of. So you've been very lucky to have his tutelage, but now you've taken the reins and you're coaching in your own right and being a success.
Well, obviously, Borsey, just like from the word go, just instilled that sense of community and how important it is that you feel like they belong, and that's regardless of pride, regardless of your sexuality or preference or anything. It's just to create a community where we all belong and we all feel valued. And that's something that I will forever take with me in my coaching, is what he installed with us with that, and making sure that everybody feels valued and that they belong, and that like we really want and need them to be here, like not just for us but for them, so they've got somewhere they can come and play footy, belong in a community. Like, yeah, really, really proud club.
Yes, you are a proud club, and as I said, I'm very impressed with what your club has done inclusion-wise. Sean Childs is a great ambassador for the Indigenous program. He's probably one of the best human beings I've ever met, and you are now taking a similar role with the women's program, and to be having Pride Round today when you've got Past Players Day, that's a great way of exposing past generations and letting them know the direction the club's heading, that it does include people that they know. You know, we all know someone who is a part of the LGBT community, and this is a way of just putting our arms around them as a whole and saying, you're okay, you're welcome, we love you.
Absolutely, and like as far as Childsy goes, like he's been a big advocate for the women as well. Like the things he does for like the Indigenous side of things is like amazing, incredible. We're so lucky to have him in our club. But as well from a female perspective, like he's always been so warm and welcoming and inviting to me as a person, like to us as a team. Like he's always there supporting us, always asking how we're going. He is a top shelf human being. We love him here. Like, and yeah, like the fact that the boys like stick around and watch us and they give us our credit where credit's due, and like we're like probably leading the way in that sense as well about our connection with our boys. And like I've asked most of the girls to come here today and watch the boys if we can before we play. Like we had our presentation night with the boys last year. Like that's something that's really important to us too, is that connection in the community, so that they can, like, it's not just passed on visually to the older generations, but they can be up here having a beer with them later and like talking to them about us and what we're doing and who we are as people. You know, that's really important too, that extra connection.
Yes, I noticed last game when you did play another game after the A grade, Sam Walton was involved down on the bench, and he's passionate about helping out the women's program, and another great role model there, along with Sean Childs, a better person than he is a footballer. That's something that I say about both those guys. I love them dearly. They really are great people, but I'm impressed, and you should be really proud of what your club's doing for Pride Round. You're proud of Pride. I think that's what you've got to be. You are an inclusive club, and you are a place for all people in the Gawler community to come and feel welcome.
Absolutely we are, like, and we'll strive to always be that, right? So being this like pinnacle, this first one is even getting it out into the community on social media and stuff, like incredibly disappointing to still see some very old school mentalities with some people even laugh reacting to a few posts being shared. Like, so I just encourage the community to stamp out that sort of behaviour in the best possible way we can by just like filling it with love. Let's like outrank the love heart reaction, laughing reactions with the love hearts, and get as many people sharing it and around it as we can, so that we can squash out those attitudes.
Exactly. When people have that attitude, you're not going to reason with them. You've purely got to overwhelm them with the fact that love is powerful and love is one, and love is the same for everyone, no matter your bias or which way you choose to love someone. Love is love.
Yeah, and everyone just wants to be loved, right? Like, so probably even those guys that are giving the laugh reactions, maybe we need to give them a cuddle. Maybe they need a bit more love in their life, you know?
I think even the umpires want to be loved.
Oh, they do. Like, they're good blokes. They're funny. We had a couple of them join us for our match sim. So at the end of every training, we'll do a bit of match sim, and we're lucky enough that the umpires train here. So we get a couple of them to come over, like, and it's a bit like they get something out of it. They get that match day experience, and so do we with the umpires. And it also gives them that opportunity to have a bit of a laugh and a muck around with us, for them to see that we're human even when we're upset at them, and that they're human when they're upset at us, you know? Like,
and you're very lucky with the BLG. You've got some very good umpires that have put their hands up to back up on a Sunday. A lot of the A-grade umpires have been involved in the women's football in the last few years. They back up on a Sunday, even if they're sore, just to come out and make sure that you guys have got good quality people running the game.
yeah, it's great. Like, we couldn't ask for anything better. Like, whether that's the thing that you broaden this community to the BLG, right, and the BLGW, like that connection that we have to have them out here and get the best of the best. Like, and I know a lot of like some Adelaide leagues and stuff like that, they do get a lot of the junior umpires, and we're getting the best. Like, so it's really good. We should be really proud as a broader community as far as the BLG, BLGW goes, that we're getting those guys wanting to come out and be involved in our game as they should. Yeah.
So where are you sitting on the table at this stage of the season?
We're sitting on top. Yeah. After last week, it was a battle of who was going to end up on top. We were lucky enough to just have some fresh legs at the end. So obviously, with the biggest squad, we can have fresher legs on the field at any time. But you see in the first quarter what the game would have been like if they did have those fresh legs, which they will now, I'm sure. Like, have a few players like coming back. I know Taryn Wills is coming back this weekend. Can't wait to see her back out there. But yeah, I think that first quarter was a true representation of the competitiveness that we will have between us as teams. The last three were just, I think, that fitness and fresh legs. So we were able to claim the top position.
And on that, Central Districts last week won the SANFL Women's Grand Final. How important is that this program has gone from their first year or two, they struggled because it was a new concept and they had to start it from the scratch, but now they are a powerful, thriving entity. That gives your girls a genuine pathway that they can see there is a stepping stone between playing BLGW and AFLW. There is somewhere that they can go in between if they want to chase that dream.
Yes, it's huge. And you're right, it gives them not just somewhere to stop off, somewhere to thrive towards, right? So, yeah, obviously it's a struggle. When you're building any team, it's a struggle, but we were really lucky enough to have like lots of really good people from our community go and join Centrals and really help build the culture there. And that's just really been held through and had that elite mentality set in by Big Rexy Hunt. And to get that win, like, it's huge. They deserved it so much, and I reckon they're still partying. We got a couple of girls from our team that were lucky enough to be involved in that, like Caitlin Wenlin, who won our best on ground in our grand final last weekend, like laid 21 tackles. Like, you know, to have our young girls have role models like that, I reckon the Cup is making a visit to one of our trainings soon too, and I can't wait to give that bad boy a kiss. Like, it's very exciting.
That is huge, and it's exciting for women's football in general, because just being able to see that next step and not just hear about it, to actually see players that you know achieving on that stage makes you believe that maybe I can get there, and perhaps I have got what it takes to get drafted.
Yep, and not only that, these are women that are within our community too, right? So obviously Shelbs with her ties to Gawler Centrals and Murph, and like a few obviously girls from Barossa and your Maddie Lanes, your Sophie Edens out at Light. Those girls are all going to come back to our community regardless of whether they play or not. They're going to be around, and for those young girls to see these girls that they've seen all over the posters and all over the news and the TV as their role models getting out into the community, like, oh, it's going to be a thriving place, the BLGW, like in the next few weeks. It sure is.
Yes. So much excitement. As we see the players, thank you for joining us. It's been magnificent. Really wanted to promote Pride Round for you. You should be very proud of Pride and proud of what you're doing. You are a great driving force behind this club. And let's just have a look at that top once more. Pride, Willaston Football Club. Very proud to be associated with Pride. That's what we want to see. Inclusion. Everyone is part of our community in the BLG. And we will drive this going forwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Good luck tonight and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you so
and I hope that you get great feedback on what you're doing today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Megan. That was Megan Bors, coach of the Willaston women's senior football team, who are playing a Pride Round game tonight, taking on Tanunda directly after the A grade. If you are in the area, you want to pop down. The lights here at Willaston are fantastic. You'll see some really good football with the women tonight. Some of their structures are actually better than men's footy. I really enjoy the standard that they're playing at now. So if you want to come down later tonight, you will see some outstanding football. And the Willaston team in particular, they are a force. Back out on the ground there, just warming up. Second half, the rain is still lightly falling down here. It hasn't gotten heavy as yet, but everyone has gone for the jackets now. They are trying to stay dry, but I think they're fighting a losing battle in a lot of cases. Really tight game so far. It's been exactly what we expected. It's a give-nothing kind of battle. Both teams fighting hard as Bill Fuller rejoins commentary position with a big handful of food. He's gone out and grabbed some of the Italian sausage. He's very happy with his get, as I'm going to have to sit here and cope with him eating that as I keep talking to you. Both teams are back out on the ground. Umpires are out there now warming up. The rain's probably eased off, if anything. There is no wind at all. Really good conditions for footy at this very minute. I don't think that'll last for long. I think that the weather will come in shortly, as I'm just trying to bring up the radar now to see how we're looking. And I think we are on the back end of a lot of it. So we might be okay. There'll be a little bit coming later, but we should be really in for a great second half of footy here. As the crowd here enjoying Past Players Day at Willaston, as one of the game's record holder is trying to jump on microphone and make himself known. Brandon Noddle, if you could just go to the bar and do your own thing. Yes, we can see Past Players Day is really going well here at Willaston. They've got a great crowd of former Donnybrooks here enjoying their company and loving what they're seeing out on the ground. They're seeing the Donnybrook fighting spirit on display, not willing to give an inch. This is exactly what Willaston are about, that Donnybrook fighting spirit. Tanunda are trailing by 21 points at half-time. They are 2 goals, 7-19 to Willaston 6-4 on the Barossa scoreboard. Tanunda going to have to find a way to get clean ball going forward and force some one-on-ones perhaps. They haven't been able to do that. Willaston's defence, the back six have been outstanding.
They have.
The old boys in particular have been really good. They're loving the slippery conditions because it brings the game back to their speed.
Yes, and we start the second half. Guess what? With a secondary ball up. So
yes.
just thanks, Brandon Noddle there for a can of Coca-Cola.
Yes, that green can.
So clearance out of the middle.
First clearance going the way of Willaston.
Waldhutter and another ball up. So some stats from the first half. I haven't got Tanunda's tackles, but...
that's not good enough, Bill.
Sorry, mate, I couldn't get in their rooms. I didn't like it. So we had 45 tackles in the first half, which is probably acceptable.
It's a flying shot on goal and goes through for a minor score.
In this sort of weather, so we'll be aiming for 100, I think, by the end of the game. Clearances. So clearances were 13 to Willaston and 17 to Tanunda. So Tanunda on top.
Guilfoy, who we haven't seen a lot of today. He's been impressive across half-back for the Pies all year. Probably been their most consistent player. And that ball comes off the leg.
That'll be interesting, and it's last touch.
Either out on the full or last touch. It's definitely going to be free kick going Willaston's way. Going to be taken by Brodie Cormack. He's got the ability to drive the ball deep into the forward line.
He should use it.
Chooses to go short.
Good kick.
That's a really well-weighted kick.
Umpire's going to bring it back. And it's going to be a boundary throw-in after all that.
That's interesting.
Take control. Anyway, clearances 13 to 17 Tanunda's way, and even inside 50s for the first half. 18 to Willaston, 21 to Tanunda.
That's interesting with the clearances because I feel Evans has had the best in the ruck, as that's a big pick-up there. Lockie Earl just trying to beast his way through the contest. Oh, sorry, it was Steinert again.
Another free kick to
Definitely
Tanunda.
taking on his father's characteristics. Two Tanunda players probably got in each other's way there for the moment.
Oh,
Then
another
it's driven
inside,
forward.
50. Oh, the ball stayed in.
Ball did stay in. Looked like it was going to drift out. See the ball. We'll have a boundary throw in deep in the forward line, right next to the point post at Tanunda's forward end. Umpire directing traffic down there. He's a police officer, he should be good at that.
He should.
Evans with a big tap out into space. Willaston players run onto it, probably getting each other's way, if anything. That's a good little kick through
Good
there.
little kick, play on. Tyson Earl.
Earlham with that look-away handball. That's worked
Hargraves,
well. Comes back
Henschke.
to Henschke. That ball bounces, eludes everyone.
Walton.
Picked up by the veteran Walton. He read it better than everyone. It must have been a picture book. Tanunda now desperate in defence. That's a nice pick
Lehman.
up round the corner from Lehman.
And
That's a really good kick.
I think it's kicked it. No, he's missed.
Just offline.
Goal
Yes.
umpire kept us in suspense.
Good attack from Willaston there, really moving the ball quickly.
Good start to the second half. Little easy one out there for Tanunda, and then they head to the boundary line, which is good for Willaston to lock it in. They're still inside the forward 50.
Yes, definitely taking a lot of risks here, Tanunda, moving the ball in these conditions in the back line.
Very unmarked at the moment, which is not a good sign.
The ball coming forward, that's Earl, that's a really good running mark. Gives the ball off by hands to Colhoun, who's forced to handball backwards to Gers. Gers with a little chip kick.
To space, more
Hits
than anything.
grass.
Earl again.
Gets to drive that
He's
ball
been good,
deep.
that's a good kick. Oh, well
That
done.
was just well cut off there. Looked like Douse had that ball for all money.
Tanunda appealing for deliberate, I believe, maybe, but
Sorry, it was Brooks that I thought was about to mark that ball. Mackenzie and Earlham at this stoppage for Willaston, the two big guns. Evans not a real big man, smacked into the back of Voigt there, and
goal.
That's a really good goal there for Tanunda. They've managed to shark that.
Do you know who kicked that? We'll have to have a look.
Keep an eye on the replay. No injuries in the Willaston rooms at halftime, Bill?
No, all good in there. And like I said, unfortunately, they didn't want to have me in the, Tanunda rooms.
I was about to, thought you were about to say that the Willaston didn't want you in their rooms at halftime.
Well, I had to force my way in. I think
Yeah.
was it Calhoun? I missed it again, but good goal.
Either way, good
nevertheless.
goal. Much needed goal for Tanunda. That keeps them in touch.
Keeps the game interesting, for sure.
Back in the middle again. Evans gets the tap down. Colquhoun was being held.
Free kick.
So that's him starting to have an impact on the game now. That's what he needs to do. He has the bounce, takes off, has another bounce. Drives the ball forward and low and hard. That's well chopped off in defence for Willaston. That's Brody Cormack. He's been impressive so far
He has
today.
played well today.
Has had good hands in the wet.
He's got to hit
I've
it.
always liked his play in wet weather. He's always had good, clean hands. That's a good, strong mark on the outer side.
Is that Voigt?
Yes. The big ruckman from Tanunda. Kicks the ball deep and high into the forward
Cormack
line.
again.
Cormack again, those big hands.
Plays on.
He plays on, takes the game on. Goes into the middle of the ground. That's well cut off.
Toss. Handball.
Willaston going through the middle
Deacon
of the ground.
Davis.
Hands. Davis, who can run.
Holloway.
He hands off.
Elm.
Tyson Earlham.
Yes, Earlham,
That's
he's
a
done it
beautiful
again.
goal from outside 50. He made it look so easy.
Great play again.
That's the captain. He's leading by example. The alpha, they call him down here.
Yes, he's a very good leader.
But that started with Cormack in the back line. He's been good.
He has been good today.
As I said, I've always enjoyed watching him in the wet. He's one of those players who actually plays better in wet conditions. His hands actually improve.
Probably brings everyone down to his speed as well, to be fair.
I'm not going to comment on that because I'm a fan of his. But he makes the right, he puts his body behind the footy and gets his hands to it plainly.
Clearance from Evans out of the middle.
And Wilson play around over it. Tanunda able to use the handball. They've got the ball on the outside now.
Smother. Good smother.
That's desperation play. So instead of Tanunda being across half forward, they're fighting on the wing.
Good low
They
down
get the ball
mark.
forward again. They're coming towards the centre half forward
Hargraves.
position. Hargraves was the only player there. Gers wasn't able to get to it.
Got to find an option here out of defence.
Tanunda are really pushing hard now. They find
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie. He grabs the ball, shrugs the player off, gives the hands off.
Holloway.
It's probably not the best handball.
Evans took a little while to get rid of it.
Yeah, he's handballed in desperation
Turnover.
as Greenslade grabs that. He
And
goes
they're
into
away.
the middle of the ground. He's found Brooks.
Oh, terrible
That's
kick.
a floating kick.
Oh, did he not mark that? Play on?
No, that Cameron Green wouldn't have even claimed that.
Holloway again. Give the hands.
Handball to Mackenzie. And he stops, props, dances around two players.
Again.
Has that cheeky little inside kick on the
Henschke.
left. That's just delicious.
Great to watch. Very. Oh,
It's a kick to
Waldhutter.
Waldhutter. That's a good diving mark. He turns, he's looking for something. Moves the ball quickly, just goes long.
long towards goal. That's in. Oh,
That's
it's hit the post.
Onto the post. Halfway up, he had plenty of power on that.
Kicked that from a long way out. It's a huge kick.
He's just having fun out there.
As Mackenzie comes for a rest. Tanunda in the open here. They're out. The ball's on the wing before you know it. Quick movement. That's what they need
we
to
haven't
do.
seen a lot of from Tanunda today. I think they need to take the game on.
Definitely.
So they're now in the forward line.
Fry.
Good handball from Fry.
Childs. Who's got it? Oh, can't see. Scrappy again. And there'll be a ball up.
Another ball up, but this time it's in Tanunda's forward 50, probably 35 metres from goal. Wilson player is slow to get up. That's that little tap. Didn't really
Out of
advantage
bounds.
anyone,
Throw
so
in.
it goes out of bounds. We'll have a throw in again. This is time probably 70 metres from Tanunda's goal. The rain has completely stopped. No wind.
Still
As
cold.
Umpire's found a free kick there for over the shoulder. It's going Tanunda's way. Players try to play on, but the umpire says no. Got a chance to drive the ball deep here. He does just that.
Get under that.
It's
High
up and under.
flyers.
That's a finger breaker on a day like today, but what a grab.
Guess who? Clinch.
Michael clinched.
Hargraves.
They moved the ball well.
Good run here from James Goddard on the wing. If the ball sits up.
Yeah, he's going to get that.
Hahn's got him, I think.
Hahn, really well done. That's a big win for the Pies.
That's a ball. That's a good win. Big
Thomas
win.
Hahn, stand tall. That is gutsy play from the young man, and he's wrapped up and crushed by 2 players. That is
good footy.
impressive.
Very well done.
I'm a big fan of this young man.
Oh, he's just thrown
he
it up.
even contested the ruck.
The 2 smallest blokes on the field just went up in the ruck contest.
That made it fair.
It did make it fair.
It's like midget wrestling.
Yeah, it was no mucking around here from Robbie Polito. Straight up in the air.
Yeah, Robbie likes to keep the game going. That ball slapped forward for Tanunda.
Sling tackle.
It's a dangerous tackle
Yes.
there. He'd get 2 weeks at least for that in the AFL.
Oh, don't even get me started there either.
But that was a dangerous tackle, so rightly rewarded with a free kick.
Play on, he's going in the middle.
He's taking it on.
Oh, it's a big...
It's well chopped off there in the middle.
Cormac kicks it out. Clinch. Clinch has got a paddock. Delivers into the 50. Nick Lehman. Got to pick up. No, out of bounds. Run out of space.
That was Jared Traynor in the middle of the ground. He chopped that ball off at Tanunda.
He did very well.
If he hadn't got a hand to that, Willaston were right in.
Very good.
So the
very
ball
good.
now on the outer side. Probably at the 50-metre mark for Willaston.
Smack bang on. Voigt, he's had a big quarter. Unfortunately, he's kicked it out on the full.
Yes, Voigt's been really important. I thought Evans has probably had the better of the ruck contest, but Tanunda have won the clearances. That ball goes through hands.
Oh, get under that. Mark
Straight
that.
up and under.
That is definitely not 15. As it comes out, Tanunda to clear.
It's a big kick around the corner. Nice pick up.
Great pick up. And they're
He
off.
dances.
They're out.
Gets the ball back.
Oh,
that
bounce. That's
was
ambitious.
probably a little shaky.
How far?
But it's run a long way again.
He has run a long
way.
way.
Kick was barely 15. He ran further than he kicked
He
it.
did. He did run further than he kicked it.
And Gers grabs the ball. He stands up in that tackle. He's powerful. He's a little bull.
Good tackle by Sutton. Yes, he is. Another throw up and
Big tap there for Tanunda. Well taken. Now Earl gets it. He's wrapped up immediately. Ball flings
Thompson
forward.
kicks it forward. But the ever reliable.
Sean Child, the face of Willaston this week. That's
Good
a
tackle.
big tackle.
Out of bounds.
Really clean tackle. As we're seeing a lot of the Willaston girls going around in the newly designed Pride jumper. It's fantastic to see, Bill.
It is good to see, mate. We, as a footy club, we embrace everything. So we had Pink Day
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic success.
It was really good.
And you do Indigenous round better than any club in the league and better than most country clubs in South Australia.
Oh, thanks for that, mate. We we've got that coming up too in the next couple of games.
I'm extremely proud to be not part of the Willaston Footy Club, but someone who knows a lot of good people in the Willaston Footy Club, just because of the way your club is so inclusive.
Yep.
I think you are leaders in that area. As we go back to the play, Tanunda trying to drive the ball through the middle of the ground, but Willaston with numbers, they are just like hornets on the ball.
Henschke's got to
Zach Henschke.
hit the... Oh, James Goddard on the
Nice
outside.
cheeky little kick. Goddard's got it. It was probably beyond his range, Bill.
Oh, I'd
With a
like
wet
to think
goal?
with a wet footy maybe, but he will be right on his range. It'll take his best kick.
No one's leading. They've got faith in him.
They think he can kick it, which is good.
Always good when you show faith in a team, mate,
It is
if it comes off.
not a very big run up, and
He's
there we go.
Slid to the left there a little bit, but distance wasn't a problem.
Wasn't a problem.
So minor score. That sees Willaston crack the 50 mark. That'll take them to 7-goal-8, 50. Playing Tanunda 3-goal-7, 25 on the Barossa scoreboard.
As the crowd behind us gets a bit rowdy.
As they should. They're having a good game out here. They should be excited. It's past Players' Day. You want a bit of passion. That's quick kick out. That's a beautiful one-hand mark. He goes long. That's a huge
That's a
kick.
massive kick.
That's at least 70 plus.
As we get another boundary throw in.
But that was a massive kick. I'm not sure who that was, but just off one step.
It was a good clearing kick. Gets the ball to neutral territory on the far side. Clearance, Tanunda, go forward. One-on-one, good fist there by Childs.
He backs up well.
Well done,
Gets that
Cormac.
handball.
Tackle.
Ball
But
comes
Tanunda
loose.
have won it again, and they're back in with a nice little chip kick, and
That
they'll have
was
a
Gers
shot on
with
goal.
A really good little kick. That was perfectly weighted. No one else had a chance to get that ball.
Who's got it here?
We have
Oh, I can't see a number.
can't quite see. He's not presented his back to us.
Straight in front as
Great advice from the crowd.
a bit of
Really
advice
love
from the
it.
Willaston crowd, which is always great to hear.
So encouraging.
And straight through the middle.
Yeah, he didn't listen to the advice. That was
Oh, Sam.
Sam Colhoun. Of course he
was.
kicked that well.
Of course.
And he'd be used to that sort of advice from the crowd.
I'm sure he's
so,
had a lot
so
more
generous and
advice.
they're helping.
I'm sure he's had a lot more advice than that in his time.
Important goal for Tanunda, keeps them in touch. And important goal for the coach to stand up.
Important goal for us to keep the game going as well.
Yes. But yeah, we're seeing some really tight footy. Neither team able to find the ascendancy. This is definitely an arm wrestle at this stage. And it will be right until the final siren, I believe. We're currently nearly 17 minutes into the third quarter on the Ray White Craig Moore time clock.
Another
Tanunda
clearance,
with a
Tanunda.
clearance.
Oh,
Diving mark there. Gers couldn't hang on to it, but he
Great
gathers
hands.
well.
and
He
what's
was
he
the
paid?
first one
Oh,
to
he's
get
paid a
back on
throw.
it. Oh, that's harsh. Gers won't be happy with that.
As we
Doesn't
play on,
like
quick movement through the middle.
That's
Players on.
Little chip kick out to the side.
Hargraves,
Hargraves has been good in this quarter.
but
Has
good
given
spoil.
plenty of drive.
Oh,
Looks like a free kick being
Okay.
paid there.
no, well done.
Steinert getting the free. He opts to go laterally. He's got a player in the back pocket. That's Guilfoy.
Couple of bounces in the wet as well. It's good. Good kick. Great kick.
Yes,
Trainer,
Tanunda
I believe.
now taking possession seriously. That's an interesting kick forward. Tanunda player got his hand to it, couldn't hang on to it. That was Voigt.
Great pick up.
That handball just beautifully done by
Oh,
Willaston.
no.
Bit of a pig of a kick. Goes straight to a Tanunda player. Couldn't have got a better service from a teammate there.
Trainer to have a shot.
And Trainer, he's a good kick on goal. He
Very
should
good
nail
kick.
this. Been a big pickup for the Pies this year.
Just having a look. Who the kick was from, unfortunately. Fry, no. Thomas Downey. Unlucky.
You were just looking for someone to throw under the bus there, weren't you?
Yeah. Tried not to, but
You're better than that, Bill.
and he's missed, unfortunately, for them. I
That's
thought
a big let off for Downey.
huge let off.
And he'll be breathing easier for the moment, but he won't want to see that in the review.
No.
The
Definitely
Thursday
not.
night review. Kick out will be important here for Willaston. They need to ease the pressure. Ash Fry's got the footy.
Ash
What's he
Fry
gonna
with
look for?
the
He's going to go short. He's got
great
Hargraves.
kick.
in the
Hargraves has
pocket.
had a big quarter.
He's had a really telling quarter. He's got options out on the boundary. Goes long.
Henschke, good fist there by the Tanunda player. Guilfoy, very good. But Willaston win it.
That's a really great spoil. That was Bailey Smith. He got right up.
That'll be a trip, I think. Free kick.
Wildhooter was the offender there. So free kick going to Tanunda's way.
Steiner out to Smith. slow the play down a little bit, which I don't know if that's a good ploy, but
I'm not sure if that's playing into what Tanunda need right now.
no.
It worked out well for them. There's Voigt with a good sliding mark on the outer side.
He's had a good
But
quarter.
now he's going slow. Pulls
Inside.
that chip kick inside.
Has he paid that? Yes.
Yes, he's found Harry Porter.
So that's just allowed, obviously, Willaston to get back and clog it up a bit.
Yes, that probably plays into Willaston's hands with their ageing, slower defenders. They would really like that.
I'll call that the experienced defenders.
Yes, I'd agree with that, but they are older and a little bit slower. That slow movement allows them a chance to get back into position and just breathe.
It does. Good
You know,
spoil by Childs over the
It'll
boundary
allow
line.
Ash Fry to carry his oxygen tank around.
It's only Ash's second game for the season.
Yes.
After doing a calf before round 1. And he's a very important player to our side.
He's a conductor from down back. There's a really good kick around the corner.
Hargraves
Just
will
going
see
to
that through.
slide through for a minor score.
Believe it or not, he was down to play B grade, play Resis.
I do believe that. He did mention his disappointment to me that he had to play A grade 2 weeks ago. First game back on a pretty warm day.
Yes. He was looking forward to just having a bit of a run to come back in, but ended up straight back in.
I do believe he was looking for 3 votes in the 2s.
He probably would have too. Hargraves just misses the target there, and we have a boundary throw in.
Probably the first mistake Hargraves has made for the quarter.
I'm not sure who our ruckman's going to be here, but it's young Hudson Cole. Probably not the right person for the job, but I'm not sure who our second ruck is. It is Hudson Cole. Well, that's how much I know. That's holding the ball, I would have thought. Holding the man. Holding the man.
Not sure he rewarded the player for dropping the footy. As the Willaston fans go 8 droppings.
Oh, they got some advice, that's for sure.
Yes, there's a lot of consultation going on here.
Oh, dear.
Now, Bill, while I've got you,
Yes.
you've taken on a new venture yourself this year, business-wise. Tell us
Ah.
a little bit about that.
No, I've just moved stores. So I was at Barossa Carpet Court, and an opportunity come up to manage a store at Parafield. So my wife and I actually have ventured down there as managing the store. So, and it's going along very well.
So
Thank you.
Carpet Court Parafield.
Carpet Court Parafield. Get in there. Come and see me.
You've had a lot of specials on rugs lately, I've noticed on Facebook.
Yeah, we've got some rugs as well, and obviously being June, we've got a bit of a special on as well. So come and see us.
Come and see us. Say Bill sent you.
That's it. That's it.
Yes, get down there and look after people who look after you.
That's right.
That's a good deep kick inside. Well defended there.
Henschke
Pinsky around
straight through the middle.
Goes bang, and the Willaston crowd up in arms. They are loving it.
And that's the difference, I believe. We move the footy a lot quicker
And you move it through the corridor.
and don't give them a chance to get back. There's one-on-ones, isolation in our forward line, which is
Speed kills.
fantastic. Well, it does. It does. And yeah, that just shown that the quicker you move it, the better off you are.
Yes.
Giving your forwards a 50-50 and move the footy quickly through the middle.
Yeah, so that gives Willaston a real good break now. They move on to 56, leading Tanunda 4-9-33 on the Birds Barossa scoreboard. Tanunda's 4-9, a lot of rush and hurried shots on goal there from the pressure of the Willaston defence.
Yep, there has. And again, young Hudson Cole in the ruck.
Yes,
trying to
as
do
Saxon
his...
Evans about to come back on the ground along with Sam Walton. I think they can get them back out there soon enough. Tanunda able to repel that entry.
Steiner again. Big quarter too.
He's had a good quarter. That's a good strong mark taken there for the Pies. They're going to bring the ball back into the middle.
Oh, terrible.
Yes, they bit off a little bit more than they could chew there.
And that's a win for Willaston getting the ball up.
That is huge for the Donnybrooks because from there the ball could have been inside the 50 for Tanunda. And again, it's that slow ball use that is hurting Tanunda.
Correct.
It's a lack of confidence to back themselves in.
That could be it.
That's a
Off
good
the
kick
ground.
off the deck. That's clever footy.
Oh, that's got out the
Made
back.
it hard for
Off the
his
ground
forwards.
again.
He's gone off the deck. That's through for a minor score, but that's okay. They won't mind that because he's going to keep the ball in their forward 50. Forcing a kick into Tanunda, they can defend that. They'd take that as a win, wouldn't they, Bill?
You would. You would.
So Tanunda the kick in, and Willaston really setting up a wall, probably almost like a Maginot line here, except it might be useful.
Tanunda, a big clearing kick out. Been some massive kicks today in the wet with a wet footy. That's 20 metres outside the 50-metre arc from a kick in. That's huge.
But he's probably kicking from 10 metres inside.
He probably is.
So
still in the wet. Well, the ball would hopefully have dried out a little bit now. Hopefully we see a good last quarter.
yes. As we said, the rain has stopped. It's cleared up really nicely. See Zach Henschke on the bench currently for Willaston. He's had a good game.
He has had a good game for a big fella in the wetter conditions.
That's a nice mark taken in the middle of the ground. He's driven that deep.
Brody Arias has a shot and
It's well spoiled through. So they'll go with a short kick in, deep in the pocket. Just hemming themselves in.
they are with that one, but
That ball comes in. That's a really good attack. They've bitten that off nicely. That found Brett Dowse. And he comes wider again.
they're just being a little bit
Found
slow.
Bailey Smith. Now they're coming down the wing.
Errol
That's up in the air though.
Arias.
That was a 2-on-1 he kicked to.
Hargraves.
Hargraves picks it up beautifully. He's playing with confidence. That kick around the corner. That's a good strong mark taken there.
And from Manning and 25.
Yes, the ball was knocked out of his hands after he marked it. Willaston fans are not happy.
To be fair though, they are only happy when we've got the ball.
Correct. There's
Earl again
definitely
inside
not
the
too
forward
wise
50.
in most cases.
No. Little handball
That's
back
good
to
handball
Earl.
from Gers, back to Earl. Earl drives it in. Clinch flew way too early. I think he got a nudge.
Fry.
That's a beautiful pickup
Clearing
and
kick.
a big left foot kick from Fry. And Tanunda desperately punching that ball. They're able to gather. That's good defending.
Oh, lucky there's two of them there because that was a terrible kick.
That's worked out well. That's found Gers. He's probably going to be...
Is that it? Distance?
That is probably just on the limit of his distance. He'll be kicking from 45 to 50 out.
Just inside the 50 you might kick from. On the
And it's
siren.
after the siren, so no pressure at all. Can't run around. Trent Gers coming in now.
From 50
That's a very nice kick. He's connected well.
and the post,
that
I
is,
believe.
Punched before it hit the post.
So is that no
So
score?
I think that's a no score.
It is a no score.
That's well defended from Willaston. That's a really important quarter for the Donnybrooks. I think they would have achieved everything that Damon Edsick would have wanted.
Big quarter. Well done.
They stopped Tanunda from getting a run on at all, stuffed out their opportunities, and also kicked a couple of goals themselves.
Yes, I believe Tanunda probably, while they wanted to move the footy a bit quicker, they weren't able to with Willaston's lockdown, one-on-ones all over the ground. So which probably forced them to slow it down and go a bit wider. When Willaston had the footy, took the game on through the middle and yeah, scored a couple of goals themselves.
And a couple of players who were huge for Willaston that quarter. I thought great captain's quarter from Tyson Earlham, especially
Very
in the
good.
first half of the quarter. He
Very
took
good.
the game on and he made everyone jump on his back and follow him.
He always does. He always does. And then Blake Hargraves on the wing
Hargraves was sensational.
owned this side of the oval.
He was dynamic, picking the ball up, and you could see his confidence growing with every touch.
Yes.
He started attacking the ball and one hand grabs. Suddenly he was
Cormac again was good.
playing at a high level. He looked like Isaiah McKenzie out there at times the way he was attacking the footy. Yeah, he had that confidence that everything would go his way.
He'll take that rap. He will take
the
that.
way he attacked the footy and the way he took it on the bounce was very McKenzie-like, his confidence and ability.
Yes, and I thought Voigt was very good for
Voigt was really good for Tanunda. He
that
stepped
quarter.
up big time, and he needed to. Colquhoun did get a couple of important touches, but again, there was only a few touches. He's really been shut out of this game, has been a non-factor for most of it.
It's been good to watch him and McKenzie go one-on-one in the midfield.
Last quarter is going to be a really big showdown here at Willaston. Scoreboard at three-quarter time on the Barossa scoreboard. Willaston 8-10-58, leading Tanunda 4-9-33. That's a good margin. 25 points in these conditions is a pretty handy margin.
It is.
Tanunda have got to kick 5 goals minimum. You'd think that Willaston will kick a goal or two in this quarter, so is it beyond Tanunda?
Oh, I don't think it's beyond them. They've really got to. They'd have to kick obviously kick the first 2 or 3 for the quarter, and get a bit of a run on. To do so though, it'll be more goals than they've kicked for the game so far. So it is a big ask, but I don't think it's beyond them.
It's not beyond them. They have got some quality players out there, but in these conditions, I think it's going to be a huge task for them to.
Oh, it will be. It will be a huge task.
Wilson's defence have been resolute. Sean Childs has just been mopping up balls on the goal line all day. He's looked like Mark Bosnich back there at times. Yes, as we see the Willaston women's team coming out there, getting ready for their game following this. The Pride Guernseys look magnificent. I have to say, they've done a great job. They were designed by one of their players, and I am in awe of how they are representing their community. Really proud of the Willaston girls for taking this on and doing something that's unconventional and will challenge a few beliefs. In country areas can be a bit more conservative, but they're strong, they stand behind their beliefs, and they are one community. As we see Willaston coaches and assistants coming to the bench, led by Craig Dorr, who just wants to get into the warmth. He doesn't even have to duck to go into the box. Let's see players back on position. Ready for the big final quarter here at Willaston Oval.
Big last quarter coming up here.
Willaston will want to expand this lead and make a statement, because Tanunda are one of the teams fighting with them to play finals.
Definitely.
That's big effort there in the middle from Earl. Handball goes out. It's in dispute. Still in dispute. Clinch picks the ball up and just bangs the ball on his boot. Looked for space. Well picked up. Tanunda now got the ball. They're driving it deep to centre half forward. Well, Tanunda forward was pushed under that ball.
Tanunda want to kick the first goal here.
Yeah, some litigious umpires would have paid a push there. Glad they didn't.
No, good country footy, like you said before, instead of watching the TV. Footy can get quite annoying sometimes.
As we see yet another ball up. I'd hate to see the number of ball ups that we've had today.
Free kick.
Free kick going the way of Tanunda.
And it's to, is it Voigt? No. Willaston free kick.
Oh. Going the way of
I think
Fraser.
everyone was surprised about that.
I think the umpire wasn't sure which way he paid it initially.
Saxon
The umpires
Evans.
have done a pretty good job today, Bill.
They have. They have.
The conditions aren't just tough for the players, they are tough for the umpires too, because you've got so many players that are on top of the footy. That's a really good, almost a juggled mark for home.
Well, I thought that was a mark, but like I say, like you said before, we're a fair distance away, obviously, and there must be another hand
right
in there.
He may have heard the ball come off another hand. That's a good punch forward. Roberts, the Tanunda defender, tried to soccer it through. He did manage to get it through, but it was dangerous.
4 goal the margin. Good spoil by Hahn. Calhoun. Oh, thread the needle, didn't quite work. And
That's
another
a big
ball up.
tackle.
Big tackle.
Temperature starting to drop now. Players were getting fatigued. This is when the real tough guys stand up, isn't it, Bill?
It is when it gets a little chilly.
See Hahn, he's dispossessed. Ball comes out. Willaston players taking the ground. That's a good kick in there for Tanunda.
Hard ball again in the pocket, picked up.
Steiner
Snap
around
on
the
goal.
corner. That's a minor score. Raining drizzling points for Tanunda instead of raining goals. That's probably not ideal.
No, not for them, it's not. 4 goal 11 today. Like you
8
say,
goal 10 for Willaston. And that's purely conditions based, you'd have to say.
yeah.
Ball in dispute on the outer side. They're just soccering it forward. Well picked up. Tanunda by hand now. They get the clear and kick forward.
And they've got the numbers
That's a
here.
very good mark taken overhead, I thought.
He's paid a free kick. Tanunda's way.
They got a chance to send this ball deep now.
And, oh, good contest. What's the umpire called there?
I think it's high.
Mackenzie?
Player in front getting the free kick. He stood his ground courageously. He earned that.
Out to Sutton on his left.
Sutton hasn't had a lot of the ball today, but his touches are so good like that one. That was beautiful. Waldhuder just rolls on,
Henschke.
turns and burns. Henschke puts his body in front of Gers. It's a beautiful bit of work there by Hargraves again. Back to Henschke, who just smashes it to the hot spot.
Zaxton Evans, no.
Evans got 2 hands to it, couldn't hold it.
Soccer off the ground. Wilson overrun it.
Steiner with a beautiful pickup in the wet. Just muffs that kick,
Good pressure
unfortunately.
by Wilson. Mackenzie shot on
Mackenzie
goal.
takes a bounce. He's
He
chipped
got
that
it.
under.
And
Yes,
touched.
just touched on the line. Probably should have gone for the 7-iron instead of the 9.
Much to the crowd's disgust.
Yeah, definitely was 7-iron shot.
Ellis through the middle. Clearing kick.
Good
First
mark
time
taken.
I've seen Voigt probably outmarked, to be fair. Corback. Not quite the best disposal there. And that'll cause a ball up.
Yeah, a lot of scrappy play starting to come in now. Players are exhausted. Going to be a lot of diving on the footy in this quarter, I think.
Yeah.
That ball eludes almost everyone. Well taken there by Harry Porter. Tanunda now with possession out on the outer side.
Tanunda
That's a good
playing that
handball.
well.
Releases a teammate. They go long. That's a good mark taken. He turns, looks to head deep. He's got a one-on-one. Willaston player in front. That was Childs.
He's had a day out.
He has just mopped everything up. He is so pumped up this week, winning that carton of beer with his face on it. He is just reveling in it.
Did play his big milestone game against Freeling.
A few weeks ago and kicked a few goals.
We pushed him up forward in the last quarter and he
I'm
kicked
so
3.
disappointed I wasn't commentating that game.
It was good to see.
As I've said so many times in the past, he's one of my favourite human beings, not just one of my favourite footballers.
Another ball up in the forward 50 for Tanunda.
So Tanunda looking to just crack open and get a goal here. That tap backwards gives them a chance. Willaston have got numbers on the contest though.
Appealing for holding the ball, I think, but that would have been ambitious, I would have
Umpires
thought.
just laughing at him, I think. If the umpires were able to show their emotions and let the players know what they think, it would be funny.
It would.
As that flying shot
out
on
the
goal is offline, out on the full.
Gives Willaston a chance to take a breath and reset here. Childs thought it was a point, but he's going to have to take it from next to the point post.
He'd be unhappy about having to move that extra distance.
I know. Did you see him rush to get the footy?
His legs are probably a little bit tired at the moment.
They would
That's a
be.
big kick, though, with tired old legs. He's kicked that 65 at least.
The ball stayed in on the far side.
And that ball off his boot has gone to centre wing. So boundary throw in right on the outer side at centre wing. It's actually a ball up.
Off of Evans's head.
Oh, you got to do it somehow.
Earlham again. Cut off by Harry Porter.
Porter starting to come into the game in this last
He's
quarter.
taken the game on a little bit and he'll turn it over. Waldhutter dispossessed, and guess what? We'll have another ball up.
Yes, Waldhutter like a wild dog there, just pounced back onto the Tanunda player who dispossessed him.
Oh, that might be a throw. Incorrect disposal. If we could just bring the footy this side, it's getting a little bit dark so we can see who's got the footy, it'd be great.
I think you should have some connections here to get the lights on.
Well, you would have thought they'd be on.
Well, they need to warm them up for the following game.
I don't know about you, but I'm not sure if there's some more rain coming.
It has gotten very dark. That could also be the time of day.
Henschke. Oh, he's tried a little dinky one around the corner to... Is that Davis? He's holding the man.
So
Or is
free
that-
kick.
Yeah, Deacon Davis to have a shot on goal.
This will hurt Tanunda if he can kick this truly. They've done a power of work early.
He's
in
played
this
on and
quarter.
passed off to Kobe Wilson.
That's unselfish. That's good team play. His teammates will all be really happy with that.
He might be allowed to go and have dinner at the at his girlfriend's father's house, being the coach, after that little kick. As Wilson has a shot on goal.
In now.
Might be a bit short. Contest in the goal square. And who was that? I don't know.
Waldhutter, I think.
Was it?
Got his hands to it. May not have been a clean mark, but straight away threw the ball down onto his boot. Big Waldhutter, Frankenstein's midfielder, who's also a very good forward. Pretty sure that when he was being designed, they had a checklist: massive arms, giant chest, big hands, rough lid.
Rough lid.
They just checked all of those off.
Fair enough. No, he's got a lot of experience. Obviously played, I'm told, quite a few games at SRNFL level
Yes.
as well. So he's great to have around the place.
He is definitely a player that makes your team 5 goals better on any
Look at
given
that
week.
tap work straight down to Mackenzie and out the
Oh,
middle. Absolutely
that's
fantastic
beautiful.
to watch.
That's a really good defensive mark taken there for Tanunda. As the lights come on here at
They
Willaston.
do. They've just come on.
That's a beautiful pickup by Hopeless. He's wrapped up immediately. Beautiful pickup, even better tackle.
And Rob Polito, one of the
That
best
was
umpires in
Hargraves
the comp,
again.
in my opinion, throws
Hargraves
it up.
has owned this side of the ground in the second half.
Unfortunately, that's out of bounds. Tanunda's ball.
They switch the ball immediately.
They just don't seem to be wanting to take the game on as much
No.
as I think they should at the moment. But
They run on now. They've got a player out in the open. He doesn't quite mark that, so he's got to run on. That's a short kick that just falls a little bit shy.
no, he's paid it.
Oh,
Cam Green.
got a player in the goal square. He's manhandled. Away
That's
from
off the
footy.
ground. And another rush behind.
Another minor score for the Magpies. Just not getting a reward for their effort at the moment. They move the ball quickly then and look dangerous. but we just haven't seen enough of that today.
As the ball comes back in, under the light and out of bounds. Boundary throw in.
Out on
Great smother. Not sure who that was.
Desperation.
Absolute fantastic.
He got a big clunk in the head for his efforts too.
Deacon Davis, I think it was. Great smother.
He's been good today. He's been definitely worth his spot.
Clinchy.
That's a high up and under. That's a courageous grab there by Mackenzie. He's the only player who wanted that ball.
He was. There was a lot of players around it. He was the only one that wanted it.
But he's shown that courage time and time again. He really does embody the Donnybrook spirit.
Around the player on the mark.
It was a beautiful kick too. Well defended though. See a ball up on the outer side. Yeah, Mackenzie's made the opposition look silly today, the way he's danced around them.
2 or 3 times now, yes. Is that ball
He
bounces?
sold a fair bit of candy out there. And Clinch just sweeping across halfback the way he does.
How does he find himself so much space as a backman is beyond me.
And in a day and age where players will be tagged on the halfback line, he's a player that really should have a shadow. That
Other
ball
way goes
forward,
deep and then a rush behind.
that's good attacking footy. That's where Willaston have had the edge today. They've been willing to take the game on and put Tanunda's defence under serious pressure repeatedly.
That's right, exactly right. As the rain is going to roll in here, I believe.
Yes. As we're being looked after by the crowd here. The great Brandon Noddle grabbing me a beverage.
And here comes the rain. And that good tackle by Hahn.
And a good pick-up from Lockie. Oh, he finds Gers. Gers with a kick. It was a well-weighted kick, but well defended there.
Is that Cormac again?
Yes. Brodie Cormac has had a great second half. He's one of the reasons Willaston are on top in this game. As the rain tumbles down.
I think it's just dropped about 5 degrees as well.
I think that happened about 10 minutes ago. I noticed it.
I am freezing.
I would like to tell you to toughen up, but the rain is really tumbling down now.
11 degrees, feels like 8.
I think they're lying to us.
And it absolutely rains cats and dogs.
Teeming down now.
Which is going to make it even more difficult for
Difficult
Tanunda.
for the players, difficult for us to see who's doing what, and probably a little difficult for... I don't know, the camera work done by Sam is so good.
Amazing.
His quality is high-tech equipment. He's a professional, and you at home, you're seeing this better than any of us.
Boundary throw in. I really can't see who's who, but that's okay.
No. Tanunda now, good sweeping run through the middle of the ground. They've got players under the footy, but it's well cut off.
That hasn't travelled 15, but he's going to have a shot.
Sam Colquhoun's got it. He
kick
dances
He'll
around.
Kick it. He knows what to do.
And he's put that through the middle. That was really pretty to watch, the way he took that ball off the contest, read it better than anyone, then danced around an opponent to make him look stupid, and drilled a goal.
Just class. Just class.
He's a class above. You can see that when he gets the ball in space.
Him and Mackenzie have just shone above anyone else on the field today. Clean hands and know where the goals are.
See the ball come back to the middle now. The light's taking full effect here at Willaston Oval, letting us see the rain tumbling down. Umpires comes in again, ball up. Evans got up early, too early probably.
He's just
still got his hand to it.
Given and given and given today. Saxon Evans.
Good handball there to Wildherder. He spins out of a tackle, slams the ball on his boot.
And
Smith
he
was
dropped
there.
it.
He dropped the mark that was probably tough in the conditions. Luckily, it rushed through for a behind.
I'm getting wet.
He finds Gers. The rain starts to move in on us a little bit here.
Save ourselves getting electrocuted.
Oh, I'm not worried about me.
Now. Anyway, back to the footy. What's happening?
As
Downey.
Willaston have got the ball. Downey's got it. That kick's a little bit short. He's given Earlham a real task there, but Earlham was up to it. He takes a good strong mark in the rain.
Drives the footy forward. Lehman, good fist.
Oh, big fist. Good, well disciplined from a forward there. Not a lot of forwards have got the brains to just make that punch.
No, a lot of them would have tried to mark that.
Especially when you get up that high.
Did very well. Interesting look here. As you look down, there is no one in the square as Walton wanders down there.
Yes, he tried that 2 weeks ago. He likes to just slip forward for that cheeky little goal. He wants the cheap one.
Slippery footy.
As Walton around the corner out of the pack.
Walton
was there, just couldn't quite keep it in.
He goes for a bit of a slide.
Ball's a bit quick for him. He's having a slide in the mud. His son would love to be out there doing that.
Looked like fun. Probably do it myself after this.
I would love to see that, Bill.
Boundary throw in inside Willaston's forward 50. Henschke, good handball.
Wildherder out of the contest, pops it up, goes across the face of goal.
Oh, I must have been watching the wrong ball there. That's okay. That's how good my eyes are. I thought that snuck in for a point.
Out on the full.
Another look at that.
So Tanunda to bring it back in.
Oh, yep, no, very good. That's why I'm sitting here and not umpiring or goal umpiring or boundary umpiring.
You haven't even got your glasses on.
Yet another baller.
Well done there from Voigt.
Off the ground. Got to put your head over it here. And another ball up.
Everyone just dives on the footy and the umpire comes in and goes, I'll ball it up yet again.
Again.
Just for something different.
The rain looks like it's settling in for the women's game afterwards.
It is. It's going to be tough for them, but the Willaston girls are definitely tough enough to handle it. And I'm sure the Tanunda girls will be used to playing in the wet as well.
Tanunda go forward. It's a hard ball to pick up at the moment.
Yeah. Everyone
Hargraves again.
All the past players are real happy they're under the shelter at the moment.
And
early in the day, they were talking about how much they'd love to be out there. I don't think they're saying that anymore.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
I think they're all saying, I'm glad it's not me out there. As Walton's the last to get up, he gives the ball back to the umpire. Apparently that's how you get votes and win medals.
Is it? There you go. Off the ground. Tanunda here, out in space.
Beautiful pickup from Gers. He gives that forward handball. That's clever.
Calhoun.
Calhoun's there. He elects to run around. Goes deep. Oh, that's a big punch. That's beautiful from Clinch. Well directed too.
It was well directed.
Chopped off by Steinert. He slams the ball in. It's a nice pickup. The player who ran
Very
himself
slippery.
into the ground.
He did.
Now we've got Fry with that big left boot.
And Wilson takes the
Good
mark.
mark there.
Now they've decided to come this side, but we'll take the game on back through the middle again. Cozzano, unfortunately,
He's
been
dispossessed.
dispossessed.
That's really well done from Thomas Hahn. He's impressed me today.
He's been very good.
It's a good kick around the
There's
corner.
a goal. Very hard.
Yes, there's a hard-fought goal.
Yeah.
Just what the doctor ordered for Tanunda.
Brings the game back to just over 3 goals, I believe. Not sure how long to go, though.
We are currently 22 minutes into the final quarter. Can't be too long to go. We'll have a little bit of time on. There's been a lot of stoppages.
It has.
But you'd have to think that this game is probably beyond Tanunda now. It would take a miracle for them to get up from here.
It would take a miracle. Stranger things have happened. Mackenzie off the bench, straight into the middle, gets the clearance.
That's a tough fight there. Well defended by the Tanunda backs. Another ball up. Third man up. Old Herder missed it. That bounces off the chest of the Willaston player. Well, I'm being
Davis.
nice and saying it was the chest, but it looked like it more have been in the nether regions.
Oh, everyone's run over it.
There's a bit
And
of a
what's the
push
umpire?
there.
Clinch has given away a free kick.
Yes, that was definitely on.
If there
They
any
drive
chance
forward
here, they
now.
need to score from this, and it's been cut off.
That's a good saving mark. Willaston go that defensive side. That's smart. Shut the game down now. He runs a long way, then kicks it a long, long way.
Saxon Evans, and it will be Tanunda's ball.
He's got enough distance on that he'll be okay with it. This is a really important win for Willaston in
turned it
the
over.
scope of this season. This really
huge.
positions them in the race, mid-table.
Especially after the game a couple of weeks ago against Barossa.
Yes, that
we
was
had
a
to bounce
real
back.
disappointment.
Had to bounce back.
This has shown that you are still a finals contender.
Yeah, we feel as though we are, but we've just got to.
You've still got
Get things
scope to
right.
pick up a player or two yet, haven't you? I don't think you've used all your points.
Yeah, we probably have, but we're confident in the group we've got. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of injuries to younger players as well. That's the old-fashioned barrel, I think.
Yes. As we see, that's a nice pickup there. That was a beautiful pickup from Gers.
It was.
He took several players to take him down. He's so powerful through the hips. Does a lot of boxing in his spare time. He's got a real strong core. Has just gone from being a flair player to being a real in and under mongrel.
He's had a fair bit of it today. He's probably been one of their better players.
He would be in the top 2 for Tanunda at this stage, in our eyes.
Yes.
No
This game's
clear
just
win on
sort
that
of
tap.
flattening out a little
It
bit.
is just petering out at the moment. Players are just desperately throwing themselves at the ball, hoping. There's not a lot of clean footy happening at the moment.
No, there is 22 players around the footy, so
Yes, there is no one forward of centre apart from one umpire, a water boy and a goal umpire.
the goal umpire down there is very lonely.
Very cold, I think. I think they're desperately hoping someone will score so they can actually move around.
Maybe that's the warm up his arms, you reckon? There's a few heaters, I think, running in cars around there.
I believe
few
so.
lights on and-
Some headlights and windscreen wipers going. But that's one of the beauties of country footy. You can sit in your car in comfort and watch.
There's another ball
Listen
up.
to the races or the footy. Another ball up, well inside the forward 50 for Willaston. As the final siren goes, that ends the game. That's a big win for the Willaston Football Club. 9-13, 67 to the visitors Tanunda, 6-12, 48 on the Burge Barossa scoreboard. Here on Past Players Day at Willaston, that's a big win for the club. just what they need. Get some real feeling back amongst the group. A lot of Donnybrook spirit floating around the ground today.
Exactly what we needed as an A-grade group, that's for sure.
And if you are at home thinking, what am I going to do tonight? Drive down here, park on the boundary and watch the women's game tonight. It's Pride Round, really important for the Willaston Footy Club, important for the whole community to get behind this concept. Come down and let the team know that you're proud of what they're doing for Pride Round and let them know that you care and you support them.
Exactly right. Promises to be another
But you'll
good game.
also get to see some great footy. There's some serious talent in the BLGW, and a lot of these players are pushing for spots in SANFL teams, and from there they're not far off being drafted.
No, that's right. And we, in saying that, we did just have the Central District's grand final, which had a few of our girls
Several
in there
Willaston
as well.
players, but also Barossa District's players and Tanunda.
That's good.
And
Good
also
to see.
some from Kapunda. Real mix of players from the Barossa. But please come down, watch Pride Round. There's going to be food available. The bar's open. There's a great atmosphere, a good crowd. And yes, you'll be able to get a park on the boundary and sit in your car in the warmth and watch. But definitely this will be better than anything you'll see on TV tonight.
Thanks, Teeks, for this opportunity, mate. It's been fun. I've
Thanks for
enjoyed it.
joining me. Really
Too easy.
appreciate your input. It gives the crowd an insight that they wouldn't normally see from the inside of a coaching perspective. And good luck for the rest of the year, Bill.
Thanks, mate. Good on you. Cheers.
Thank you very much for joining us for Match of the Day here from Willaston Oval. We'll see you next week.